is the true innovation of the Big Mac middle bun.
Matt, you need to watch the Fast Pass video again.
That's what ripped his head off.
Yeah.
Everyone likes Jared Leto, right?
And that's why capitalism is good, because it brought us TikTok. Welcome to Born in the 80s, episode 529. I'm your host, John Danger, joined by your co-hosts.
529 Blaze It, Matt Haig.
Thank you.
TJ and whoever I am today.
Dude.
What?
I mean, Spanky.
Spanky,
Spanky's
you
here.
completely cut out on the Discord. Discord completely dropped
Yeah.
everything. You
Okay, that's fine.
It was unhappy with
That's fine,
you
Discord.
making noises.
Discord. I was doing a screaming Toad from Mario voice.
It wasn't.
Discord was like, nobody needs that.
It wasn't detected as human.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a drink. I brought a drink. I bought a drink specifically for the
two
podcast.
drinks.
I actually bought. I have another one too that I'll have to drink later, but this one was cold. I was like, shit, I need to buy
have two
something
drinks, but they're not special.
at the grocery store, and I bought this. It's a vitamin water, and it's
They still make vitamin
blue
water?
raspberry
Yeah, they still
limeade
do.
elevate, and blue raspberry
It
limeade.
looks like that bottle just has a different white balance than the whole rest of your room.
Yeah, it's like gray blue
Yeah.
water. When your social battery needs a charge and you have to play extrovert, fucking copy on this shit. Ugh.
Yeah.
It's just sugar water. Well, actually, I think it's 0 calories. No, 100 calories.
Not
So
all of
it's
them
just
are.
sugar. It's just sugar water. But blue raspberry limeade sounded good because I like all those things.
This is just blue Powerade in the vitamin water form.
Yep, it just tastes like blue raspberry with a very slight hint of lime. I like vitamin
Look,
water
The
because
flavored water world is 99% marketing.
Yeah.
Well, vitamin water is just Powerade, right? Like it's both the same. It's both Coca-Cola, I think.
oh no,
I always
did-
forget
didn't-
if it's
what-
Powerade or.
Which rapper owned vitamin water?
I don't.
Was it
know.
50 Cent that owned Coca-Cola definitely owns vitamin water now. Energy Brands, that was the name. Got bought. This is stupid.
It was 50
Let's
cents.
just hope
He
it
owned a
wasn't
stake in
Pete.
vitamin
Okay, it was
water.
50 Cent. Yeah. I just like vitamin water because it is like Gatorade but with less calories because it's like half the sugar.
Yeah.
It's like 100 calories for this.
That's what I thought it was because it comes in like a Powerade bottle and
Yeah.
it tastes like Powerade, but it's like Powerade. Basically, I only ever want blue Powerade. They just tried to fuck around with like white Powerade there for a while, and they might still do that. But like,
Gotta watch out for that.
Yeah.
if I want a
Yeah.
Powerade, I get a blue. Listen, Sonic. And I'm not talking about the Hedgehog this time. It's Sonic the Drive-In has a fucking Powerade slush.
Should we get the title?
That
of the
or they
episode
used
already?
to. That was
White
good
Powerade?
shit.
I think it is White Power-ade. That's the episode title.
I think it is.
Oh no!
Oh, I thought you
Yep.
were talking about Sonic the Drive-In.
Nope.
No, that's a
I-
better one. I'm uncomfortable. with the other
Spanky
one.
did say that he likes White Power-ade.
No, I didn't. I said they tried to fuck around with White Powerade.
Ah, yes, and which you didn't like
Do
when they
editing.
fucked around with White Power.
Cut. No, don't cut my voice. You're gonna cut my voice and make it sound like I said that.
John doesn't
It's
have to
okay.
edit. it.
John's been training
Discord already
AI
dropped
models of all of us.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Dude, already. Even though I specifically put on the website that no one is allowed to use our content for AI training, but they will, because they don't care.
it. Of course.
Yep.
I'm gonna go to sonicdrivein.com. That's what I'm gonna guess their URL is. I was fucking
Did-
right.
Did the rest
Can't
of you
wait
bring
Until they add a
drinks?
John
'Cause
character
I
to
just have
that.
water.
Oh, I have a custard shake that's
Ooh.
currently too solid because it was in the freezer
Oh, nice.
waiting for this moment.
What it was? Is it a Culver's shake?
Yeah, I got Culver's dinner and when I'm feeling decadent, I get a shake for later too.
What did you get? What was your meal?
It's always a single deluxe with a large Coke Zero, just regular fries. Recently,
Mine is always the Reuben. I fucking love the Reuben at Culver's. It's so
Yeah.
greasy.
Yeah.
I take issue with double deluxes and double cheeseburgers in general, because a good cheeseburger is a balance between the bun, the meat, and the toppings, and a double burger usually just throws that
it's a
whole
lot.
thing off.
Oh my
It
god.
never
Yeah,
it
no,
never
I know this
rebalances.
feeling. I went to Wendy's. I went to Wendy's the other day, and I meant to get a Baconator, and by default they assume you want a double Baconator. And so I took a burger patty off. I was like, I'll eat this. I've got hamburger buns. I'll just make a hamburger later out of it. Because I took one bite of it and was like, this is just like fucking diving off of a 20-meter diving board into a sea of ground beef, and I could not handle that.
This is the true innovation of the Big Mac middle bun.
Yeah, because it makes you feel like, well, also McDonald's patties are like wafers. They're not really burger patties.
Most fast food burgers are smash burgers, but McDonald's are really smashed.
And it's weird because they don't even have like the like charring effect of a good smash burger. It's like they're sous vide'd smash burgers or something.
I'm sure they are. I'm sure they come like 90% pre-cooked, and then you just throw them on the grill
All right,
for a
so I
second.
pulled up SonicDriving.com because I wanted to fucking confirm this. Out of all their slushes, they do have one Powerade slush, and it is only one of them, Mountain Berry Blast Powerade slush. The blue one, because
The
it's
right
the
one.
only Powerade anyone wants to fuck with. So whenever they tried to do White Power-ade, they I didn't lie. I mean, I'm sure they still do. Like, I know they have a red Powerade. They probably still do a couple others. But it's like something about Powerade. Everyone was like, fuck off with other colors than blue. So that's why they had to invent vitamin water, in my opinion, is to have Powerade that could be other colors. Culver's, by the way, has the best vanilla malt in the city. I don't know. You probably have better options in Wisconsin, but down here in Springfield, if I want a vanilla malt, I have to go to Culver's. And even though we've got good custard places, and we've got good ice cream places, Brahms does a pretty decent one. I went to Whataburger and got a vanilla malt the other day. Disgusting. Like 1 fucking gram maybe of malt powder in it, and like the most flavorless vanilla ice cream you can imagine. What the fuck? What the fuck are you
never
doing?
had the
That's what you
pleasure.
should be asking yourselves.
I've never had the pleasure of a Whataburger experience.
Well, what I understand is that it used to be good, and then it got bought by a private equity firm in Chicago, and they expanded it really fast, and then it's just bad now.
Yeah.
That's what happens to every.
It sounds so
restaurant.
unlike what, like, I've never
What are
heard
you
that
sharing,
story
John?
before.
John is looking at the Japanese Taco Bell website
I can
right now.
read this. This is where my
You
Yeah,
already
it
know
says
what it
our
says,
food,
John. You look at
locations,
the
what's
English
new.
Taco Bell enough. You don't need to read it.
This is
I love Taco Bell.
this is
I can tell you the one on the right says like hard shell taco supreme because that's what that fucking is.
that isn't correct. What that says is bifu kuranchi takosu
Oh yeah. They don't say hard shell. They always say crunchy.
porimu supremu.
Yeah, taco
Supremu.
supreme.
Yeah, so what's weird is that the taco. This is because it's plural. It's taco su
Taco soup. Yeah.
tacos. So this is, but when they show one here, they're using taco su. But I guess it's just saying.
So that whole time we were talking about burgers, John was just browsing Japanese Taco
I was
Bell.
reading. I was doing my Japanese learning, and that is going on the Taco Bell website and looking up
Honestly,
bifu
You know what? They
soft
say that
to
it's
taco
one of the best
supremu.
Dude, say one of the best things you can do to learn to read a new language is to read a book you've already read 1,000,000 times in that language, and that's what John's doing. He's reading the Taco
the
Bell.
Taco Bell menu.
Yeah.
Burrito. That's what that is.
No, it's burrito.
Yeah,
It's
yes,
got that
'cause
that
it's
line.
the
at the
extend
end.
the vowel noise. Yes.
Yeah.
Burrito.
So this is burrito, and then I never could remember what this katakana is because there's one that looks like she. Is this she? So this would be with the.
Is this
Z.
sushi burrito?
Oh yeah, that's no. So this is hay, and then the little dots make it bay. I don't know. Beiji? I don't know. That one I don't know. This is chicken burrito.
They have a word for chicken. Why are they calling it that?
I don't know, man. That's
the Japanese do this shit all the
this
time.
This is the thing that if I were to give advice to anyone learning Japanese is learn fucking katakana, because so much is katakana. Like knowing the hiragana
words.
Yes, knowing the hiragana like alphabet, isn't that useful?
It's useful for learning Japanese words, but the Japanese have this incredible ability to just be like, even though we have a word for chicken, chicken is now my flavor of burrito.
Yeah.
It's like pollo loco. It's like calling chicken pollo at the Mexican restaurant.
But the other thing, the reason why I'm saying that is because the reason is this hiragana, when most Japanese words are in kanji anyway. So knowing the hiragana is like, you could learn how to pronounce it.
Is made up of kanji character or kanji components, isn't it? Mostly.
Kind of. I'm just saying that when I was first learning, it was like, okay, learn hiragana. That's good. Katakana was second, but katakana is way more useful.
Yeah,
at least in video games and stuff that I'm like interested in.
Well, I know that they teach hiragana to children first.
Yeah,
which is why Pokemon is in all hiragana.
Yeah, it makes sense because the hiragana is like what you use as how to pronounce things, because every character is a pronunciation like sound, and so and then the katakana is just, I don't know why that exists, but whatever, because it's the same exact characters, and some of them look very similar. Some of them are identical, like hey, which is the little slash thing. That's the same in hiragana and katakana. They just like being different. But anyway, it's fun to memorize.
How was your drink, John?
I said it tastes kind of like, it just tastes like blue raspberry. I really like it. It tastes like a melted, like bomb pop, you know?
So my drink,
like that blue raspberry. Ooh,
I got a Sprite Chill cherry lime.
Yes, I love Sprite Chill.
I've never had it, and so
it makes your mouth colder.
I got a second drink, which is getting my actual like main event drink. But it was right next to this, and I'm like, I've never had that. I'm gonna try a Sprite Chill cherry lime.
I love it.
That's good shit.
Yeah, cherry lime.
You know what?
Is a good combo.
The cherry flavor in here, even though this is a Coke product, the cherry flavor they use is very close to the wild cherry Pepsi cherry flavor. But no, my real actual drink for tonight is the Mountain Dew Trolley Cherry Lemon flavor, which I figured would go fine with it in the same night as a cherry lime flavor.
Trolley candy. I have not seen those yet.
That sounds good as hell.
No, even though this doesn't say zero on it anywhere, this is a zero sugar. This is a zero sugar Mountain Dew, the Trolley one. Yeah, it is. Well, I think it's not a zero brand because it's got 15 calories in it, so it's not a 0 calorie soda. But it does say zero sugar dew there, so it's not Mountain Dew Zero, but it is a zero sugar dew.
Normally the zero sugar ones, they have the black cap on it.
Yeah, I'm looking at the
so you know it's poison because it's chemicals and not cane sugar, which is good for you.
Yeah. So I'm looking at the ingredients here. It's definitely got sucralose in it, but I'm not sure where the 15 calories comes from, because you have to get a lot of sucralose before you get a calorie out of it, because your body basically does not process sucralose.
Does it have the because a Mountain Dew actually has orange juice in it, like a very small amount? Is that it? Is that where the calories?
It says natural and artificial flavors, but it says 0% juice. So.
Because like Mountain Dew contains like 3%.
Now juice. I'm pretty sure that the percentage of juice has to be non-concentrate juice.
Yeah.
But it doesn't say concentrate juice on the list here. So I don't know where the 15 calories are coming from. Maybe it's from hell. Maybe a little bit of hell is in each bottle of this, and I get to have some now. But it is, yes, Trolley Gummy Worm Cherry Lemon flavor. I'm gonna get a whiff of the bouquet. Oh, it smells like I just opened a bag of trolley worms.
Mmm.
It actually isn't sour at all, and that's kind of ruining it for me.
Yeah.
I think that like it absolutely is the exact same flavor as a trolley worm, but after you've got the sugar coating off the outside.
Shit, what was
So
the...
where that
Didn't I drink a drink
there's
that
no
was like
sour.
sour? Didn't I drink a sour
like a-
drink like a few episodes
You-
ago? What was
Yes,
that?
that was a sour Powerade.
That tasted sour. Like that was legitimately
Yeah.
sour.
Mhm. Yeah.
Thank you, Sour Powerade. Sour Power. Sour Power. Better than White Powerade.
Sour Power. But-
oh god.
Uh,
Now
Pause
here's
this
something
file.
I disagree with. I just searched the Takeout. Brian Boone writing for the Takeout review. Mountain Dew and Trolley join forces to make a wonderfully sweet soda and slightly sour gummies. Oh, okay, never mind. I understand. So there are Mountain Dew flavored Trolley worms, and those I would like to try because I like lemon lime and I like sour. I'm sure those would be good. The problem they have run into here is that lemon lime is a good flavor for a gummy worm,
Yeah.
and then cherry lemon without the sour of a gummy worm, of a trolley worm specifically, isn't that great of a soda flavor. So of the two of my drinks, the Sprite Chill clear winner. That
Yeah.
Sprite Chill cherry lime, that fucking rules. Mountain Dew trolley cherry lemon, I'll drink it, I'll finish it. I won't buy another. It's just okay. I bet it would be good if I was like having some of the trolley worms at the same time, but now that I'm in my 30s, I think I would just die of beaties immediately.
Die of beaties.
Yeah.
I agree. Speaking of die of beaties, besides the fact that my drink of choice today is water,
Uh-huh.
I brought snacks.
Oh hell yeah, brother.
Oh, you
Nice.
found them.
I wasn't able to find those either.
I looked all through my Walmart near my house.
Yeah.
Couldn't find them.
Target. Ah.
Yeah, we ordered them
Uh-oh,
ahead of time.
Matt's furious.
and-
He's leaving.
Yeah, he's got stuff too. He's going to go get it.
I see.
But no, so I only found the miniature cups for the Reese's Oreo. But
I
I've got the,
am hot take. I prefer a mini or a Reese's to a full size Reese's.
Not me.
now.
I prefer the ratio better. I like it to be less chocolate.
Matt has
I
brought
like more
his.
peanut butter, so I like the.
I have mine too.
Oh hell yeah.
Now, the thing is, at Target, Oreo was on a special 2 for $9. So I had to pick a second one. So we're gonna comparison text with the regular peanut butter
dude.
ones.
Oh yes, this is what I wanted to know.
I literally
Yeah,
just had
I
peanut
thought
butter
of that
Oreos
today, and I was disappointed that I didn't get the other ones.
I had peanut butter
Because
Oreos
these are good.
literally
These
an
are
hour
really good,
ago.
but like
Yeah,
I
I like
can't
peanut
pin
butter
down
Oreo.
how they're
That's-
different.
That's the thing is that I saw those and I'm like, I'm sure they taste good because I already like peanut butter Oreos, but what are they going to add to this?
Peanut butter
I have no
top
clue.
tier Oreo.
No,
only
Matt
thing that's-
said it looked like they had bits of chocolate in the cream, so I'm curious about
yeah,
that.
It did in the
It's-
picture.
it says Reese's peanut buttery cream with Oreo cookie crumbs. So apparently there's Oreo cookie crumbs in the peanut butter.
In the Oreo?
really should be the only
Okay.
different. In the Oreo,
Yeah,
I don't
there's
know
like
why.
little flecks in there, but
Yeah, in the picture there definitely is.
I
You're
guess
not gonna
that
be able to
would
see
make it a little bit more chocolatey. But I figured it would be like little bits of like flake of milk chocolate, like Reese's milk. Not that Reese's chocolate is everyone's there for the PB. No one, the chocolate's there as an exclamation point.
One of my favorite things in the entire world is in Easter time, the egg, but the white chocolate
The egg.
peanut butter egg. I love that. I don't know.
Now,
it's like just sweeter.
Matt did find the werewolf tracks Reese's, right? Which was the white chocolate on top and the milk chocolate on bottom.
I mean, the Reese's Oreo
yeah, it was
is
like
doing the
vanilla
same thing
cream.
with the white chocolate on top, but it's not dark chocolate. on
But
bottom,
does it
it's
pair
regular.
well with White Power-ade?
That's really the question.
You know, one thing that I do like is Reese's Dark Thins. I think those are pretty good because those are dark chocolate, and because they're thin, it's just a little bit of peanut butter. So it's like a hint of peanut butter on my dark chocolate. I just like dark chocolate anyway, so those are good. I get those pretty frequently.
I
know that Matt and I don't know if we've ever talked about this on the podcast. His weakness is Oreo. Any fucked up shit that Oreo brings out, Matt has to try it. And my weakness is Reese's. Every fucked up thing that Reese's brings out, I have to try it. Reese's does frozen Reese's covered bananas and strawberries.
Yeah.
They are both fire. They both fuck. And they're not even that much calories, so they're actually pretty decent little frozen snacks. Except for they have a habit of, if you get the bag out and put it back in the freezer, the whole thing will freeze together, and you'll have a giant fucking meteor of frozen Reese's banana.
So you have to eat it
but
all.
they are good. I think the best thing I've had though is the Reese's Animal Crackers, which I got before on my drive up to Wisconsin this summer. Those are probably my favorite Reese's thing.
I 3D printed this hacksaw.
Nice.
I got a blade.
Neat.
I've got the 3D printer going right now.
I'm surprised at how well it worked.
So Reese's with Oreo in it.
Yes, sir.
It really is just it's regular Reese's, and you got the crunch of the Oreo on the inside.
I've heard that they're very good, but also hit or miss, because sometimes you'll get a bunch of cookie crumbs in one, and then sometimes it'll just taste like an Oreo or a regular Reese's because there wasn't many cookie crumbs in it.
And being so small, a little hard to kind of get those crumbs on the inside, and the white chocolate on top doesn't really do too much for it.
This is the thing. Every time they do white and milk chocolate together, white chocolate is cocoa butter, so it's like you're just getting a slightly like creamier milk chocolate at that point. You won't taste the milk chocolate.
Yeah. So you're
You
saying
won't taste the white chocolate.
the white and dark chocolate need to be separated, but equal.
Separated.
You don't like them when they're together. I get it. You're from Missouri.
The werewolf tracks. The werewolf tracks. The white part was actually vanilla cream flavored, so there was something different going on there than just.
Sorry,
white chocolate.
Spanky.
So I'm starting baseline regular peanut butter
Okay.
Oreos, which I've never had before. So this
Really, it is honestly my favorite Oreo.
They're good.
It's just so good. Actually,
The pumpkin spice Oreo is my favorite Oreo.
I like those a lot too. They actually made a peanut butter pie Oreo that was even better than the regular peanut butter Oreo.
I fucking love peanut butter pie.
Because it was like peanut butter with like a little bit of fudge, which might be what the Reese's one will taste like then.
maybe.
There's a cinnamon Oreo also that I like.
There's a cinnamon bun Oreo that is a cinnamon roll or whatever Oreo I've had.
Yeah.
Those are really good.
Yeah, the pumpkin spice Oreo is still probably my favorite because I'm a basic bitch. Like I will anything pumpkin spice. I will put it inside of all of my holes.
Yeah, put it in your hole.
There's a Kit Kat, a Halloween Kit Kat flavor out now that tastes like Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Ooh.
Oh.
I'll get some of those. I like the mint chocolate Kit Kats. I get those frequently.
Is it bad that my favorite sandwich cookie is like the lemon ones? Which you can find more in generics than you can ever find in Oreo once in a while.
I know, yeah. Like when I think of the lemon ones, I think of the Dollar General sandwich cookie brands.
Yep.
But the thing is that the Dollar General brands, their chocolate and cream filling ones, their basic Oreo knockoffs, suck. But the lemon ones are great. So I would rather not have the Oreo flavored knockoff.
Their duplex is okay though. I do like the duplex. Half chocolate, half vanilla.
Yeah.
But yeah, first time having the peanut butter Oreo. It slaps, but I kind of miss the cream, like because it just feels like just straight up peanut butter.
It does.
Yes, but get you a glass of milk with those.
Oh yeah,
that's good shit.
I guess I should do that after. I'll go get myself some milk with this.
I'm curious if they've ever done a PB&J Oreo because they either now do or recently did PB&J M&Ms, and that was an experience.
They did it with Reese's, and I missed out on it. I can't find them anywhere. I've been wanting to do the PB&J Reese's. I'm trying the Oreo Reese's now, so give this a shot.
Gotta have the silence.
There we go. There's some button I need to click to like see your screen, and then also have it not be full screen. I always forget what it is.
How does it taste, though, TJ?
I mean, I can't taste the extra chocolate in there, but what I do taste is, you know how, because Reese's is so fake peanut butter, like candied peanut butter. Yeah, it's more like candied peanut butter in the middle of this, and a bit more fluffy.
Yeah, there's something about it that I couldn't really describe other than it's like
slightly
different. Tastes like Reese's, like
yeah. I am gonna have to go to.
You immediately think Reese's.
I am gonna have to go to Target and get these to try them.
It's the twang of just the fake Reese's peanut butter. It's Reese's Pieces. It's a taste of Reese's Pieces. That's what it is.
But if they had little bits of Reese's Pieces shells in there,
that would be great.
Just give it a little crunch.
I'm gonna get some milk and try one of these with each of these too.
All right.
So
I'm telling you, if you ever miss the cream, get you a glass of milk.
John, what are you even showing us?
So
This is what John's gonna do.
I'm gonna be here next. I'm gonna be there next week. Not this coming week, but the week after. This is actually different because this is the one at Hollywood, but I'm assuming they're gonna have a similar menu at the Universal Studios in Orlando because they opened up the Super Mario Land or Super Nintendo World at Universal Studios. And what am I going to eat there is the question. There's a super mushroom
you gotta try
soup.
that super mushroom soup.
That food, that's all in the uncanny food valley for me. It's like
there's a Yoshi.
It looks a little bit like a render.
Yoshi's fruit and veggie salad. Piranha plant caprese salad, which is interesting.
Shit, that's caprese. Yeah.
Okay, but the entrees here. So there's a Luigi burger, which is a pesto chicken with grilled.
You have to get the Luigi burger because of free Luigi.
And it has a mustache drawn onto the bun.
And the Mario burger is just your bacon cheeseburger, basically.
It's got mushrooms.
Yeah. But it's the Bowser's Fireball Challenge. I've heard is that it's a gigantic meatball, and then like a puff pastry.
I assume very spicy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
the desserts, though.
Yeah, you keep talking.
You have to get a far too expensive silly dessert.
Here we go. All right, we got the food guide. Somebody. All right, here we go. Here's the menu. Here's the one that's actually at Epic Universe. So there's the Mario burger, Luigi burger, the Epic Challenge, Toadstool garlic cheesy knots, chicken.
I love
salad,
garlic knots.
Spaghetti and meatballs.
Somebody touch my spaghetti.
Children's Princess Peach cupcake looks real good. Oh, block tiramisu? Question block tiramisu? Oh, man. Yoshi Snack Island. What is this? Oh, this is in Japan. I want this. It's like a pastry full of like fucking yakisoba.
Calzone. Yeah.
It's a calzone with a yakisoba. I want that. Or a mango lassi.
Damn.
Turbo Boost treats, the bubbly barrel, pit stop, popcorn. Oh yeah, they sell in a popcorn bucket. Ugh. That's a thing. Anyway, so yeah, I'm excited for that. That'll be fun. Here we go. Here's the actual website instead of an actual. I mean, but this is where they got the images from. Should be fun. I'm sure this is ridiculously expensive. They do. Yeah, they don't got.
Well, you're not going to the Toadstool Cafe at the Super Nintendo World and Universal Studios Orlando for cheap dining.
There's no way. Yeah, the prices are good when they don't show the prices. That's how you know.
Yeah,
it's good.
They don't show you the prices until you've already paid and walked into the park.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm going. Where are we going?
So that'll be a $30 burger.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's not happy that I'm on a VPN? No, okay. We're at not Islands of Adventure. It's this one, Epic Universe. Despicable Me Minion Mayhem.
You're not staying at the Minion Hotel?
No, unfortunately. There's a Fast and Furious ride.
Wow, they've got a Kang and Kodos ride.
Well, yeah, it's just a
That's funny because that's a Disney property now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Anyway, but like,
Are you gonna go Fast and Furious Supercharged? Whatever that is.
it's this one. This is the one we're going to, Epic Universe. Because they split the park up into like 4 parks.
Like Fortnite and
So they
whatever
split it
else.
up into 3 parks now. Because you can't do all of it at once. So
they have a Marvel superhero island too. That's
yeah.
another Disney property.
yeah, so I can't go to. So I'm not going to Islands of Adventure, which my wife is going to because that's the Epcot or Islands of Adventure Day, and I chose Epcot. So I won't be able to do Jurassic Park, but this is where they're doing like the haunted houses and stuff for like that. But I didn't realize it was 3 parks. So actually, if you wanted to see all the Harry Potter stuff, they make you pay for 3 park passes, which is
Oh, gee.
just ideal. But this is the only other thing I want to do is go to the Simpsons stuff, but I won't be
yeah.
able to do that. So this is it, Epic Universe. So it's the Ministry of Magic Super Nintendo World, How to Train Your Island, How to Train Your Dragon, How to Train Your Island, Dark Universe, which is
Is that like the movie Monsters?
yes. So that'll be fun.
That they tried to do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Monsters Unchained, the Frankenstein, Curse of the Werewolf ride. That's it. There's a werewolf ride. I'm just really excited for the Super Nintendo World because that looks awesome. Donkey Kong. Yeah, there's a Donkey Kong area and a Super Mario area. There's a Mario
hope they
Kart.
let you stomp on at least
Donkey
one
Kong
turtle.
ride, a Yoshi ride that's kind of for children. Yeah, so yeah, it'll be fun. It looks incredible. I'm looking forward to this. Anyway, so that's my food adventure, and I'll have all sorts of notes and everything the next time we record to talk about my experience. Okay, so I'll say this. So we've all watched the Fast Pass video. Matt, you need to watch the Fast Pass video again.
Yep.
So my Disney trip planning friend, my wife's friend, is like a Disney adult person, and so she knows all of the planning stuff. So she's planning everything, and we just gave our Lightning Lane. She sent out a Google survey where we got to pick what our top rides were that we wanted to see, so she could collate together how we're going to organize our trip around the rides, which is incredible. I'm cool. I don't have to plan all this. But so for Disney, you have to pay, I think, $20 a day in addition to your ticket to get the Lightning Lane, which is the faster lane, and you get 3 rides that you get to do the Lightning Lane on. So you get to like go ahead, and you choose a time, and then you go to your scheduled time, and you basically don't wait at all. Now, for the special rides, so the really popular rides, you get to pay an additional $15 on top of the Lightning Lane Pass to use that Lightning Lane Pass. So, of course, every day we're going to be spending an extra $15 to skip a line for that. So it is an additional $35 a day on top of our already $100-some plus ticket per person to not wait in line. It is incredible how like Disney has created like a caste system. So you're a poor pleb who has to wait 3 hours to ride the Rise of the Resistance ride, or you're someone who can afford $35 per person extra, which is like, oh, that doesn't seem like a lot. And it isn't a lot when you're a couple. But if you're a family with 3 or 4 kids, that is an insane amount of extra money. When it's just the two of us, it's like, oh, $70, whatever. Like, we're already all the way here. What's an extra $70 for 2 people to skip all the lines? When times 35 times 5 is a lot of money per day. Universal has a similar system. Universal's lightning lane passes, I want you to guess how much that costs per day.
$10.
$50.
It is. Oh, I want to get the exact number. What is it called? Universal Mario Land Lightning
Mario Speed
Pass. They have a different name for it. What is it called? Pass types and benefits. Here we go. Oh, this is Universal Studios Hollywood. God damn it! I shouldn't have asked this beforehand. I could find out where we paid for it. Here we go. Park tickets and passes. Here we go. Park tickets. Epic Universe. Find tickets. $150 a day to begin with, and then extra. Express Pass. Get details. So it's called the Express Pass. When you get a Universal Express access to your theme park admission, you get to skip the regular lines at most of your favorite rides and attractions. The Express Pass, one day per person, is an extra
Your nose in my shake.
$135.
No.
Holy shit.
Uh-huh. You thought Disney was gouging. No. Universal's gouging. And I was like, this is it. This is it. Like, this is how they get you. Like, and so we'll see if that was worth the extra money. I mean, it's insane. So, we're doing 2-day Express Unlimited Pass because you can't buy a single day. So that's 2-day pass, if that makes sense.
Okay.
$135. But that is on top of, they don't let you buy a single day, whereas Disney allows you to buy a day for $20. But it's $20. So a family of 5, it's an extra 100, whatever. This thing, $135 per times 5? Yeah, no. It's crazy. That is horrendous.
Yeah. So Matt brought something up, which is that they've got the Marvel at Universal Studios. So I was curious about this, and I looked up why that is, and it's actually really funny. So in 1994, when Marvel was about to go bankrupt, and they were desperately licensing anything out to anybody for any amount of money just to keep the lights on, they sold the theme park rights to the name Marvel, not all of Marvel, but to use the word Marvel in terms of the Marvel properties, and the Fantastic Four, and there's the Fantastic Four, the Avengers, Spider-Man, and X-Men. They're exclusive rights to Universal Studios in the United States of America, and the exclusive right to the word Marvel in relationship to those properties, I think worldwide. And because they were so desperate for money, they sold it to them perpetually. So this is a forever contract for as long as both Marvel Entertainment and Universal exist, unless Universal wants to cancel it at some point. And so because of that, it is actually illegal for Disney, after buying Marvel 14 years later, or 14 years later, to put anything called Marvel into Disneyland or Disney World because of that agreement.
Yes.
Now, they could probably, because they're Disney, get out of that contract if they really wanted to, but I'm sure it would cost them an absolute fuckload of money to do that. And the right time to start that process was probably in 2009, so that it would have been done and paid for by about the time Avengers Endgame came out. Now that Marvel doesn't make all that much money with its movies anymore, probably a fucking bad decision to try and win and get those back from Universal. Because I'm sure what it is that Universal is like, all right, just give us however much money it's going to take to replace that at our parks, and also $1 billion, and then we'll let you have it, because they just want the money, right?
So it is a bit confusing. So Disney does have in California Adventures the Avengers campus, So they do have Marvel.
So they can use at anything that isn't a theme park. Any of the Marvel characters, and if it's at some of like the hotels and whatever, they can use the names of properties. For example, I think they had a Guardians of the Galaxy ride or something at one of their parks. They can use the names of the properties that they own, but they cannot call it Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy something because that is the one thing they cannot say is that it's Marvel, even though they own Marvel because of that contract that Dying Marvel signed in '94.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there's the Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout ride, which is like the big one. Stark Flight Lab, Hank Pym's Test Kitchen. Anyway, so they have a bunch of stuff. Yeah, the Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout, kitchen. by the way, that is the Tower of Terror. They changed the Tower of Terror in California to Avengers ride or Guardians of the Galaxy ride. Which is bullshit, because the original one was awesome. It had its own theming. It had its own, like, Tower of Terror is awesome. It's one of my favorites. So looking forward to riding that. But yeah, so they have. Oh, I could meet and greet Carol Danvers and America Chavez. Like just some insane shit. Yeah, so it's and then I know they also have like a Avengers experience on the boat, which I don't know if they can probably call that Marvel, maybe because it's on a boat and it's not a theme park.
They can't use the name using the name Marvel is the most restricted thing for all of this shit. Because as soon as it escapes this is a theme park, they're allowed to use pretty much whatever. Yeah. But like the name Marvel is the most protected thing by that contract.
Yeah, and it's really interesting because they call it Marvel Superhero Island, and there is like the Incredible Hulk ride, and it's not Disney's Hulk. It is like the comic book Hulk, and they have like a Captain America thing, and it's the comic book and they have like comic book panels and everything. So it's very much like we have the license for the comic books and the comic book characters. Yeah. So you won't see any of like the Disney Avengers like styles or logos or anything. It's all just like we got the Avengers too, but they look different because they're not the famous actors. Like, yeah, it's kind of funny. Where's the DC stuff? That's still at Six Flags, right?
Here's the thing: Marvel Superhero Island or whatever it's called at Universal Studios was originally supposed to be a DC. Attraction.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be let me see if I've got the name of it still here. It's supposed to be DC Superhero Land was what it was supposed to be. And because Marvel was so fucking desperate for money, they're like, "Hey Universal, you know how much DC is wanting for this deal? We'll give it to you for fucking scrape the bottom of the barrel and forever." So that's why it became Marvel, is because Marvel needed the money worse and were willing to bid lower and sign a perpetual deal. And so they just turned their DC Superhero Land into Marvel Superhero Island. So really, Marvel kind of unknowingly fucked themselves in a lot of funny ways in 1994.
Yeah, so it's Six Flags is the Warner Brothers owned. So they have Looney Tunes stuff and they have DC stuff. So you get the Batman.
There's a Six Flags near me and it fucking sucks.
Yeah, I hate Six Flags. It sucks. I mean, so it's mostly the coasters I don't like to ride. So give me a big old wooden coaster, I'll ride that. But the crazy strap yourself upside down. No, thank you. Too uncomfortable for me.
You didn't like the Superman coaster?
No. I can't do those. It's my height. It's just where my head sits on them. It's just rattling around everywhere because I'm not fitting right into whatever restraints they have. I don't like them. Just give me a lap band coaster where I can crank it in, during the ride.
It's sitting there cranking it.
Yeah, you got to crank one out during the roller coaster ride. That's my specific fetish.
Jesus.
Yeah, you got to get it done
Go on
before the ride's
Batman
done.
ride and kill somebody by shattering your shin because they went back in for their hat.
Oh yeah, that did happen, didn't it?
Yeah.
And then there was that kid that was decapitated near Spanky at the
That was
water
a water
park.
slide.
At the water park.
And that was a I believe Kansas state senator who specifically opposed the left wing regulations being imposed on that water park. And then his son got his fucking head chopped off there.
It was his son.
Yes, it was his son.
That's fucking crazy.
He opposed the fucking regulations at that water park in Kansas, and was like, we love Kansas because we don't have all those regulations like Missouri does. And like, yeah, the reason we have those regulations is because Branson is here, obviously. And so they opened this enormous fucking water slide, and the kid didn't weigh enough to stay he had too much forward momentum. And I don't even believe he decapitated himself on a sharp part. He just had so much forward momentum that he basically forehead smashed into a metal pipe and it just ripped his head off his body. And we don't have pictures of this because Rip Live Leak, but also thank God we don't have pictures of that. The things that they said, the people who were at the pool at the bottom, two of the things that they said was like it was basically just a torrent of blood that landed at the bottom of the slide, and also the thing that made you know that he got decapitated was the phrase "We did not attempt life-saving measures."
Yep.
It's like, okay, so you could tell by looking at him that his head was over here and his body was over there. I got you.
I do like though that we have the creators of the ride, principal designers, Schlitterbahn, co-owner Jeffrey Wayne Henry, and John Timothy Schooley, as well as the
Doesn't Schlitterbahn have like a bunch of like poorly designed rides?
Yeah, so they're like a famous like international like ride designing like company for stuff. Anyway, conceived in 2012 in a spur-of-the-moment bid to impress producers of the Travel Channel's Extreme Water Park series, the 17-story Verrückt, which is, I believe, German for insane, was guided from design to completion by Henry and Schooley, neither of whom possessed any kind of technical or engineering credentials relevant to amusement ride design or safety. These are literally guys who are just like on fucking, what is it, a Roller Coaster Tycoon, 2, and we're just like, let's just make a fucked up ride to impress some
people. This
people.
is all ringing a bell. I'm sure I've watched a very long YouTube video
Yeah,
about
exactly.
this company at some point.
But anyway, 13 injuries have occurred on it after it opened, including 2 concussions and 1 concussion so bad that a teenage rider was temporarily blinded from hitting his head. Ultimately, the ride's tendency to send riders aloft led to the death because the boy had been riding with 2 adult women, so it wasn't his weight. It was, I think that he like got out. You know what I mean? Like he didn't hold on enough because the force was too great that it shot him out of the actual thing.
So if you look at the slide,
yeah,
the Verrückt slide, it has a bump. Like it's not just straight down. It's got like all this.
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. It's like a roller coaster.
You go down and then you go up.
Yep.
And, you go down and then you go up, and basically what happened is he went airborne right there.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to go.
No,
airborne
you're supposed to
right
stay
there.
in the thing, and I'm assuming it's just because he weighs too little. That he
Yes.
doesn't have enough like momentum to stay down, I guess, or enough weight to.
And if you look at it, there's like a netting, and intended to catch you if you do that.
Yeah.
But it's just got solid metal pipes holding that netting, and that's what ripped his head off.
Yeah.
It's incredibly fucked up that it was it was specifically built in Kansas City, Kansas.
Yes.
Because we have all the regulations in Missouri for this shit. Specifically because of Branson is here. We have roller coasters here, and we've got a Six Flags in St. Louis, and so we've got 2 very we've got St. Louis for all our roller coasters. We've got Whitewater and $7 City and all sorts of water rides in Branson. We know that you will fucking die if you design a water slide like that. and they didn't build here specifically so to not have to follow those regulations. And then I'm pretty positive that the guy who approved that the Caleb Schwab is the name of the kid who died, who did not deserve to die, but his father, Kansas State Representative Scott Schwab, piece of garbage. Because I mean, he's a Republican, so I do not have to look up whether or not he sucks. But like,
he's running for governor in 2026.
Maybe he's had. Well, I mean, that it's been 10 years since his last 10-year-old son died, so now he's like, I'll do it again. I'll fucking do it again. We're going bigger this time.
Anyway, I'm just looking up the Scotch Schwab guy is decapitated. That's fun. Anyway, reading about the Schlitterbahn itself. Apparently, it was they did an audit of regulators by like other attractions that were concerning, and none of them complied. So maybe it might not have even been the lax laws. They weren't even complying to the lax laws that existed. Like.
Well, yeah, and you couldn't get away with that in Missouri because of how we've got infrastructure to inspect that shit.
Yeah, so it's pretty crazy. Like, anyway, I want to ride the I want to ride the water park ride that killed the guy, though. I want to see.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll be fine.
A safety consultant hired by the
constantly puts your head in a dangerous position.
A safety consultant hired by the park shortly before Varuk's scheduled opening told Henry it was unfinished and unsafe. When complete, he recommended that only riders aged 16 and older be allowed on the ride. Henry, who had no formal engineering education, decided age 14 was better, and just before opening, he eliminated the age limit. Like, Jesus Christ.
This whole thing is like Cave Johnson just like making a bullshit promise, and the boys in the lab will figure it out.
Yeah.
Don't tell me it's not possible. But it's not as
Do you know who I am?
Mm-hmm.
I'm Cave Johnson, and I'm going to burn your house down with the lemons.
With the lemons.
With the lemons.
With the lemons.
Well, what's really interesting, though, is that like people were talking about like how it won awards for best new water park ride. Like it was really popular, you know, but it was just like, people are like, it's just a matter of time before someone really gets hurt on it. Anyway.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you have Velcro straps holding you down on the thing. So the kid was just too small. He just slipped out because the force was too great. Because of course you need to be a big person to like be able to be strapped in, I'm sure. That's why they had an age limit. They was like, fuck the age limit.
Yeah.
Let a 10-year-old on. It's safe.
I know from experience that, like, in Missouri, like, specifically this happened at Silver Dollar City, they are very good about, like, telling you to fuck off. Like, you're not riding this if you're not big enough. Or if you try to cause problems on a ride, they will immediately, like, turn the ride off and make everybody get off. There's like the barn swing, which is not a specific Silver Dollar City thing. It's the same kind of giant swing you can find I forget what they call it, but it's a off the shelf essentially ride that you can order, and whatever company it is will bring one out and install it. They call it the barn swing at Silver Dollar City, and I was riding that once, and someone spat from the height of it, and they saw him. I don't know how they were paying that close attention, but they saw this kid spit at the height, and they just immediately turned the barn swinging off. Like, everyone fucking off. This kid's not allowed back on this ride. So like, I'm sure Six Flags is the same way, even though our Six Flags sucks, and I think all the Six Flags suck, but the St. Louis one is particularly pretty fucking bad. It's like just not a fun place to be. Like, it's just like a hill where there's roller coasters. There's no reason to want to go there. But yeah, the Silver Dollar City, good shit. It's a shame it's in Branson, because that's the only thing that ever keeps me from going there. I would go there yearly. I used to go there about every year, every other year. But like, as Missouri, like, not only became more and more upsettingly right wing, but like, it's always been upsettingly right wing here, but the way that it's become like a culture war mecca Branson has. Like, you go to Branson if you think hydroxychloroquine will keep the Bill Gates out of your blood or whatever, and you wear like deranged shirts proclaiming your allegiance to Q. Like, that's the kind of people who are at Branson and who make the pilgrimage to Branson now. And it sucks because I actually really like Dolly Parton Stampede. It's a fun horse show where you eat a lot of really good food. And I really like Silver Dollar City because it is a theme park, and they like to say they are the #1 rated theme park in
That's what it says
all
on
of
their
America.
website.
And the reason they get that award is because technically Disney World, Disneyland is a multi-park installation. So like Fantasyland is a park, Epcot is a theme park, or no, Epcot's not a theme park. But like Fantasyland would be a theme park, Galaxy's Edge would be a theme park, but those are within a multi-park installation, right? Silver Dollar City is one theme to one park, and so it is the best one that fits that exact criteria. So if there's no theme, it's an amusement park. But this has a theme, and if it's got multiple themed parks in it, it's a multi-park. So with all that criteria, Silver Dollar City gets the #1 theme park in the USA, or maybe the world, but probably not the world.
Spanky, do you want to see some real good artwork?
Is it some AI garbage?
And I bet you can guess what park it's from.
Oh God!
Silver Dollar City, Fire in the Hole. As soon as I saw this, I was like, "This is AI art." I mean, just a couple of things here, because I was like, "What about this AI?" And then, because just the color, like, it looks like it's AI. But
Yep.
check this out right here. And there's a bunch of barrels. Sorry, in the middle underneath the burning bridge thing, there's just barrels clipping through the support structure, and then looking at the support structure, it is doing some weird MC Escher perspective going on here. It's a nightmare. It's AI. It's real bad. And this fence line here, AI is not very good with perspectives and keeping perspective. No. It's bad. It's terrible.
That's why none of the AI like film things will work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
at least because you need to actually understand a 3-dimensional environment, even if you're doing like 2D animation and stuff. And
because I'm sure this isn't 100% AI. I guarantee you they composited in people's real faces in here. On the riders, but then they use background stuff. I mean, livery.
So I can tell you the fire chief guy, that is a costume that the ride operator wears.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They probably had an actor wearing that, and then they did some of that.
I kind of maybe we'll have to visit.
Part of that picture was
Spanky,
the guy's ass hanging out.
Maybe we're gonna have to visit you and go to Silver Dollar City, and we can go. But this looks so.
Honestly, it is a good time.
I know, but it looks like a fucking GOP dream. There's a fucking fire district that is just all like firefighter stuff. There is
yeah. So that's part of the theme though. So they chose the 1880s, and that's the Bald Knobbers fire of the Ozarks and all that stuff. That is the theming of the whole entire park. So you've got Wildfire, right? Like that's from that. Wildfire, one of my favorite roller coasters in the world because it is a metal coaster. It's got a couple loops and stuff, but it is quick. It's over real quick, and you get your upside downies. And there's almost never a line for it. That's a good roller coaster. You can come right back. The exit is so close to the entrance. You just have to walk through the gift shop. Then you're right back in the big. So I love Wildfire.
Just so you know, they also are doing the same thing where they're charging an additional $50 plus tax per person. Trailblazer.
I can tell you for certain that is not worth it at Silver Dollar City. I have never waited long enough for a ride at Silver Dollar City that I would ever pay any extra money to make it go faster.
Well, there's also not, I think, enough rides for you to like worry about running out of day. Like, because what's going to have rides? This Wildfire coaster.
So Thunderation, you will not wait for in a long time for a ride. That is their oldest coaster. That's a really fun coaster. There's Fire in the Hole, which shut down and they just reopened. I haven't ridden the new Fire in the Hole yet. But what I mean is that I've been as a kid and ridden literally every ride multiple times in one day on a single day trip to Silver Dollar City. Like, you can simply ride everything at Silver Dollar City and it's fine.
Do you want to go to the Wilderness Church and do a hymn sing along?
Yep, that's the thing you can do.
Oh my god, this is just so a thing.
So they have shows there, and that's for the old people. I've seen a couple of them; they're not very good. Usually they'll have outdoor musicians though. So like if you go to a show, don't go to the ones where you have to wait and get a ticket and then come back at a certain time and go into the theater. Those suck. Just go to the shows that are there. So I believe the one that you had up on the screen there, it's just bluegrass bands will just go to outdoor stages and start playing bluegrass all the time. That's pretty good stuff.
At least the tickets aren't so bad. 65.
No, it's actually, as far as theme parks go, you get a lot of bang for your buck at Silver Dollar City.
$65.
I'll tell you the best part about Silver Dollar City, in my opinion, is they have everything there is made with technology from the 1880s. So they have blacksmiths there who actually make like tchotchkes and shit, but they're not, shit from China with screen printed Silver Dollar City stuff on it. Like, a blacksmith will have made that thing you bought that day. And so it actually is a little bit more interesting than the normal kind of tchotchkes you get.
Mm-hmm.
There are bakeries. There are like sweet shops where you can buy all sorts of stuff. That's the best part of Silver Dollar City is just, you can go to the candy shop and get like toffees that they have made there that day in a big old copper kettle or whatever. And like, that's just good shit. That's good and cool because that's not like feeding. I mean, the reason they've got that aesthetic because they're going for the MAGA wet dream thing. But the fact is that I do just like handmade goods and food, and I think that's a cool thing. So, like, if you can ignore the Trump rally vibe that the place has, it is actually pretty good. The last time I went there, I could not ignore the Trump rally vibe of the place, and I have avoided it ever since. I would like to endorse it stronger, but it's just the vibes are stinky.
The vibes are off.
Yeah.
Anyway,
is that an ad for Whitewater?
Yeah, their water park. All right, here we go. So we got. It's not a huge park either, but I mean, $65. That's a whole day. You're gonna fill a whole day on this.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 roller coasters. That's a lot. Well, yeah, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One of them's a little smaller, but 4 huge roller coasters, like big ones.
Yeah. That's so cool. What I usually do when I go there is I go in, I take a right, and I go straight to Thunderation. That's the first one I always ride. It's also right by the entrance, so that's good. And then I cut across through Midtown and go to Wildfire. Then they've got the American Plunge there right next to Wildfire. Depending on whether or not I want to ride water rides that day, I'll do the American Plunge. It's a quick one. You just get on a canoe, and then you go around a loop, and then you get chained up. Then you go down a big slide. It's a log ride. The one that you will probably have to wait for is Powder Keg. That one is, I think, 20 years old at this point, but it has always had a fucking line. The nice thing about it, though, is that it is a very quick coaster, so the line moves pretty quick, but it's always had a line.
Fun! I love theme parks.
But so, just like, yeah, the trip between rides is always really fun at Silver Dollar City.
Yeah.
Because that's when you see, like, the little attractions that, like, building. There's one that's just, like, a weird building, like, you just walk through if you want to, where, like, they've got optical illusions in there and, like, a bridge that goes... It's like a bridge, a hallway that has a bridge, and, like, the left and the right is a is a cylinder, and the cylinder is mirrors. So like when you look at it, you're seeing yourself infinitely, but also upside down because of a way that a warped mirror reflects light. It's some really weird shit.
Like a roadside mystery spot type of attraction.
Yeah, but it's just in the middle of $7 City, and it doesn't feel as shitty as like a roadside attraction.
Oh,
So that's cool.
they got a ride POV video on the Fire in the Hole. It's indoor coaster, fully indoor. Oh, and then they have some real art that isn't AI art below it that looks way nicer. What the fuck? Anyway, they just put it up. We use AI now. It's good. O'Reilly Auto Parts also sponsored.
Yes, that's because
of course.
O'Reilly is based out of Springfield.
That's true. I forgot. That's a Springfield thing. Cool. Well, I'm excited to go to Disney World and what do you call it next week? Universal. The one of the 3 parks. And then I'm going to go to Epcot with my wife's friend and her husband.
Everyone
As
who's
a third
ever
wheel.
told me,
Epcot's my
about-
favorite park, so I couldn't not go.
Disney World was like, Spanky, you could go to Disney World for a week and spend every single day at Epcot.
Uh-huh.
Like you could just. So
I
want to go to Epcot more than I want to go to Disney World. Like I wish I could just go to Epcot.
Very disappointed that Spaceship Earth is closed, unfortunately, this season because they're renovating it, which is the crazy retro future like ride of like going to like what the future is going to look like from like what they thought when they built it in like 1971 or whatever. That's the one that's in the big Epcot ball thing, so that's closed. Which
Is
is
Epcot
sad.
the one that has drinking around the world?
Yes.
Yes.
too?
Yes, it is.
And we're going during the Food and Wine Festival as well. So I will be spending all day walking from like the Japan place to the German place to the like Italian place, and we're gonna try.
And one of the cool things about that is most of the employees at like the German area are exchange students from Germany who are doing their like work at Disney. So most of the time, the people in like the Japanese area or whatever will be college students from Japan, or they'll just be Japanese immigrants who live in Florida and work there or whatever. But they don't have just like white people in yellow face or whatever making you.
They would have
like,
that at
yakisoba.
Silver Dollar City.
No, white and yellow face are at the Simpsons part of Universal.
That's true.
There you go. There you go.
Oh
You
my
have to
God.
cut off
the
your
King
pinky
and
to
Kodos,
work
right?
it.
Yeah, they have the little guy who hasn't done anything yet, and I want to wait for him to do something cool in the Yakuza fight. Anyway, yeah, I'm sad I won't get to see the Simpsons thing, but neither will Lauren because it's in the 3rd park that they have open. I know that they did this literally because they wanted to like milk multiple days out of people by putting the Harry Potter stuff across 3 parks.
Oh yeah.
So like all of the other like types of properties are like in one park, but they're like, nah, we gotta have the Harry Potter shit across 3 parks. So you have to pay for a triple park pass
And
if
that's
you want to just.
why they need to do the Harry Potter TV show.
Yeah.
Got to keep the interest high.
Yep. I did see that they recast what's his name as Professor Flitwick, Warwick Davis.
Oh, okay.
What are we doing? The same actors
Oh,
now?
you mean he's
reprising his role.
reprising his role.
Yeah. Like, what are we doing at this point? We're having the same actors play the same characters?
You're
You couldn't get
keeping
another dwarf
interest
actor?
up to South theme park tickets. That's all it is.
Yeah. Anyway, it's just absolutely insane. And it sucks that J.K. Rowling sucks because now we're going to go there and I'm not going to be able to enjoy any of it.
Yeah.
It sucks. It sucks. But we're going to the park that has the least amount of Harry Potter stuff. We have the Ministry of Magic ride. All of the other ones have like the school and the Diagon Alley and the
Diagon Alley,
Hogsmeade.
yeah.
Instead, to protest, you can go to the Star Wars Adventure Place and get your lightsaber instead of your wand.
Yeah. No, what's going to
They
happen?
basically recreated that whole thing for lightsabers.
Yes, and I'm not doing the lightsaber
They
thing because
did
of how expensive
have a
it
thing
is.
like that on that on that the Galactic Star Cruiser. They had
know.
the Jedi path where you could.
Oh,
I wish the Galactic Star Cruiser
you
was a
had the
thing
Force.
that could be done. I wish, because that sounds.
You know what? I
so
think I might
cool.
actually rewatch the Jenny Nicholson Galactic Star Cruiser video, just because there's a few like the Fast Pass video. There's a few of those YouTube those long ones where every 6 months or so, I'm like, I should watch that again because there's so much bullshit in some of those videos that I'll have forgotten half of it.
You just have to hear it again.
Yeah,
that's one of those ones that kept getting recommended to me, but I just haven't watched it yet. So one day I'll get around to it.
We got to watch that Fast Pass video first. You know, I haven't seen that in my recommends in a long time on YouTube.
Yeah,
YouTube because I don't have an account.
Place.
Because I don't have an account, it'll do this weird shit where it'll show me something as just like a shotgun attempt to figure me out, and it's always got 400 or something views. Here's a video that was uploaded today, and it's got 90 views. Do you like that? Is that what you like? What do you like?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
YouTube
is
always
their recommendation algorithm is completely fucked.
Oh,
it's
dude,
just hey, do you want to watch this thing that you watched yesterday?
The algorithm is
I think
also
you'll like it.
The thing I hate most is when you're watching a series of videos and then they will recommend
them out of order.
Out of order, and it's like, are you fucking kidding me? I just watched episode 33. Why are you recommending me 35 when 34 is right there? What the fuck? How easy is that? They can't even get that right.
That's why if it's recommending me a video from a series I'm actively watching, I can never click it on that recommendation. I have to go navigate to the playlist. Or it'll do it wrong.
Correct. It's idiotic. The easiest thing they could possibly do, they fucked up. So YouTube sucks.
YouTube.
You can swear now.
YouTube did sports.
Oh yeah.
Yesterday.
That
was the fucking worst.
Sorry. Did you want to open up?
Surely
Did you want to open up the
esports.
Bytecast discussion thread for a jump scare?
Oh God.
Oh, is that? I think I just have the sports channel hidden.
It's
'cause
not
I never
sports. This is
understand what the
Bytecast
fuck you guys are talking
discussion.
about. Oh, okay. It's not in the sports zone.
No. I just want everyone to take a good look at that picture. Not the one that Matt put of the AI art Fallout.
Oh.
Yeah. Fallout has a bunch of terrible licensed merch coming out now that has
Correct.
terrible
And
AI art.
it has terrible AI art. No,
So what the hell is this picture?
It is a picture of Jimmy Donaldson, aka Mr. Beast, in the Tron movie commercial. Because the very first thing I saw when I tuned into the YouTube broadcast of the Brazil, Kansas City Chiefs, and Chargers game was Mr. Beast promoting a halftime field goal challenge with the Chargers girl from that meme from Twitter when they took a photo of that girl cheering on the Chargers, and then some fucking pud from Kansas City Chiefs fan guy. We're gonna get launched out of a cannon. Human football? I don't know. So I turned it off immediately because I was like, Jesus Christ.
So the thing about Tron Ares is I am a huge Tron fan. I love the original movie and its soundtrack. I love Kingdom Hearts and 2 and Dream Drop Distance. I love Tron in both of those. And the Tron world in Dream Drop Distance is actually the CGI Jeff Bridges in that 3DS game looks almost better than the CGI Jeff Bridges they put in Tron Legacy. And I think it's because he was next to Goofy and Donald and a bunch of Final Fantasy looking characters. So by comparison, it was that passes for Jeff Bridges. I love Daft Punk's my favorite band, so of course I love the soundtrack for Legacy, and I think that Tron Legacy as a movie is kind of flawed, and they really shouldn't have CGI'd Jeff Bridges as a beta test for the eventual Peter Cushing and Rogue One. But despite all that,
even Peter Cushing was bad.
I think it's a good time to watch Tron Legacy. I still rewatch it every now and then. Olivia Wilde's really good in it. And I think it ended in an interesting way where it's like now we've got a program in the real world, and Sam Flynn, Jeff Bridges' son, is like in the real world now, and it's like, okay, the next movie's going to be about a program in the real world, and it's going to be Clue, or not Clue, I forget what Olivia Wilde's character's name is, Quora, I think. And now Tron Ares comes out like 30 years later or whatever, and it's like, yeah, what if instead of any of the cool things that anyone who cares about Tron might want, like, think about the original Tron, very like blue heavy and like multicolored because it's all shot in black and white and hand colored by Disney colorists. Tron Legacy, lots of yellows, like harsh yellows and deep blacks and stuff like that. What if it was just red? What if it was what if it was a fucking MSI gaming laptop keyboard? What if that's what Tron was? Oh, okay, no one wants that who likes Tron. So what do we got? What do we got for him? Let's put Morbius in it. Let's put Suicide Squad Joker in it. Everyone likes Jared Leto, right?
He's really hot right now.
It's like they've got people in a lab figuring out all the ways to make nobody want to see Tron Ares. So they're like, what if we did a commercial where Mr. Beast was in it? That's what Gen Alpha cares about, right? Tron? Do you think Gen Alpha's going to go see Tron? They don't even know what a computer is. Like, they use their phones. They don't have computers. They don't give a shit about Tron. They don't know what a program is. Why are you trying to reach them? And at the same time, every person who's my age or older has like a slight heart attack every time they are confronted with the like concept of figuring out who Mr. Beast is, because it's just too fucking insurmountable at this point. I'm not gonna look him up. I'm not gonna watch any of those videos. It's a horrifying notion that this man literally erased his own personality so that he could become the most algorithmically recommended simulacrum of a human. Like, it's disgusting that Jimmy Donaldson exists, and I don't think he's human anymore. I think he's sold his soul away. I think it's allowed for me to say on air, I think that we should eat Jimmy Donaldson before it's too late and he eats us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I agree.
And to wash him down with some White Power-ade.
Yeah, he's a nightmare of a person. I mean, like, just the
Jimmy
person.
Donaldson is the closest thing to a living vampire that we have today.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, we could get all in on the Mr. Beast debate and the fact that I mean, Gen Z, but more like Gen Alpha kids are like immediate to defend Mr. Beast because they grew up watching his videos. But the thing, I mean, the simplest thing you have to say is, has he supported any actual change?
Yeah, 6 people got their cataract surgery subsidized.
The fact that he has done nothing to support national health care, anything that he would actually want in his videos where he's being very generous, shows you that he is a bad person. Because he has the platform.
Oh, but John, he might buy TikTok. Trump might sell him TikTok.
That'd be terrible.
No, it's good because we like TikTok. TikTok's our whole life. And if Mr. Beast is also the owner of TikTok, that's maximum good.
I would really actually
think of all the challenge. Think of all the cool challenges we could do.
I would absolutely love
TikTok.
Mr. Beast buying TikTok and going off of YouTube. It would be great because the platform I use would not have him on it anymore. But I mean, it's just straight up like because he would refuse to hold a political position, to give anything up because he doesn't want to lose viewers, because he doesn't care enough about actually making change to risk his own livelihood.
No, he wouldn't even pay for anybody's fucking cataract surgery if he couldn't use it as like
It's
basically PR and also poverty porn content.
Correct. I mean, like the number one thing that I'll ever bring up, if anyone ever defends Mr. Beast to you, and you say, okay, that's fine. So you agree that prosperity preaching is good too, where you have churches that they got one up on Mr. Beast though, because they don't have to pay taxes. He does. I mean, he probably doesn't pay enough, but he certainly has to. Whereas the church doesn't have to pay taxes. Yeah, it's only a matter of time before Beast's church begins, and he no longer has to pay taxes on his stuff.
It'll be called Churchly.
Oh, dude, no, it'll be church with the U taken out. CHRCH. Hell yeah.
No, I've got it. It'll all the sermons will be called Christables.
And you can buy them in packs. They will be some of them will be moldy though, so don't worry about that.
Yes. Yeah.
And instead of wine, you wash it down with some what is it?
White Power-ade.
No. Prime.
Turned water. Yeah.
Prime.
The Christ turned water into Prime.
Oh jeez.
Oh god.
There was enough Feastables and Lunchly for the whole of everybody to eat.
And thus, Jimmy Donaldson spoke, and there were enough for everyone.
When his audience base gets old enough, there's definitely going to be hard prime. It's got to happen.
Oh yeah.
So I will say,
is looking bleak.
I will say, I mean, like it's prosperity gospel. I mean, it's just like I need to make money for myself to give out as I see fit to make more money. Because that is the will of it's just like complete dick sucking capitalism. Like I'm good because I make money and then I can give it out to the select few people who I agree with. I mean, like my favorite entire thing though about like Mr. Beast is just it shows how pure nepotism is, because I think Jimmy Donaldson himself as a person is a complete charisma vacuum. Like, just he is not very good at talking in front of people. Yeah. He's clearly very awkward. I'm going to say he's a genius marketer. Like, give him that. I mean, should have a marketing degree and work for some horrible company as like senior VP of marketing of Coca-Cola. Like, I'm sure they'd sell a lot of fucking Coca-Cola. Like, he's good at that. Not good at being on camera, for one. He's got a terrible voice. It just is boring and loud and monotone. He's just not a good presenter, but he has to do it for himself because he's built the brand. And he also kind of looks like a penis. Sorry. I mean, I look terrible too, but I mean, I'm not being paid millions of dollars. But the best part,
just decided not to focus on it anymore.
The best part about that, Matt, is that you're using a background like thing, and so that's completely in focus, but you are not in focus. So it doesn't matter. I can see the shape of you moving, and I can get your facial expression, so it works as a call.
I'll disguise my voice.
But like, if you watch like the Mr. Beast, so I haven't watched this, but I watched a YouTube person explaining like the Mr. Beast Amazon television show, like the Beast games.
This is how millennials know anything about
Mr. Beast. And it's because I'm not going to watch it. Just kind of going over the game and how it's kind of like a terrible idea for a reality show, because it's literally just like straight up the whole point of every challenge is to like betray your other teammates basically, or like not betray them, and like try and argue why you need the money more than everyone else. And it's like, it just is like the worst part of every reality show, where everyone's like, I'm here for my kids and like all that, and like everyone wants the money. Like there's no one doesn't have a reason why they could use the millions of dollars. Like,
is this a show that like is set up like a reality show? Sorry,
he's dealing with his 3D printer right now. It's more important than the podcast.
Here,
sorry.
I agree though. I've done that myself as well.
The 3D printer prints. It produces something of value, John.
Yeah. So is this the one? This is the thing where like it's set up like a reality show where you're supposed to like people will have alliances and betrayals, but there's like 10,000 contestants.
Yes.
So it literally never spends a single minute on any person.
I'll share it.
So you don't give a shit if anyone gets betrayed.
Yeah. So I'll share it. I'll share it actually in the Bytecast discussion and the podcast on the Discord, which is DISSCHORD, discord.com. you can join our Discord. But I'll share the video. It's from a guy that I call Canadian Matt because he looks like Matt, but he's from Canada. It's I think his channel's called like We Live in Hell or We're in Hell or something. Anyway, he did a whole thing about about reality shows. He does like a reality show reviews, which is how I like know what some reality shows are because I'm not going to watch them, but he'll like talk about them. But anyway, he went through the whole thing and like he's obsessed with like getting Guinness World Records. So he had like a world record for most eliminations in one round of a reality show and most contestants in one location for a reality program. And like, it's just all these like things that are just like, you just made up a thing that no one else had
done. Which is what most Guinness World Records are.
But it's just like, it shows how pointless it is. He's got like 8 Guinness records in front of him. It's like, nobody gives a shit about this. This is like shit that children think is cool, which I mean makes sense for his demo, but like the show is like so pointless because it really is completely pointless till you get to like the very last like 3 episodes where it's down to like 12 people. And then it actually is like, okay. Like
But in a regular reality show,
yes,
when it's the final few, you're supposed to have spent an entire season of television getting to know those people.
Which is why this starts happening, where it's just like it kind of speed runs the reality show stuff at the end. But what I was bringing this up is that like the nepotism thing is that his like friends is like real life friends are just like other people in the background and like doing stuff for him, and they're so terrible. Like he's bad. They're like 18 times worse. I mean, it's like high school, like production levels of like quality. Is like fail son friends are just like, yeah, Jimmy, that's cool. Like, and it's like how like a pro athlete in a commercial is like wooden and terrible, but these people are just random fucking people that knew Jimmy Donaldson in high school. Like it's so terrible, and it's just awful. Like it's terrible. It's terrible.
The only good celebrity in a commercial that I like that's going on right now, and I'm sure they're still doing them this year, is the Devontae Adams with a Taco Bell in his house. Because Devontae Adams is never acting in them. No. He's just like, he rolls up to the Taco Bell in his house and he's like, give me a Crunchwrap Supreme, and like, hey Devontae, it's like, why are you talking to me? Just give me my Crunchwrap Supreme.
Yeah. Anyway, so
like Devontae Adams has a Taco Bell employee at his house to give him Taco Bell and just does not like him.
Yeah, I would want that.
I ordered through the app. I didn't want to talk.
Yeah, so like those are good sports guy commercials, but
I would like.
Remember the Morbius Ravens Justin Tucker commercial?
No.
Craven, sorry. There was a Craven the Hunter Justin Tucker commercial last year that was like Justin Tucker was just super into Craven the Hunter, and then he like I think got fired because he kept asking massage.
Yeah, he kept asking massage therapists to touch his penis. Yeah. That's a thing that guys do. Oh, don't forget that the owner of the New England Patriots also got in trouble for that. But since he's an owner, he's fine.
Forget that.
He gets to keep being an owner. Anyway, yeah. So the world sucks and rich people suck. So that's it.
Yeah.
I was talking to somebody and they had like a thread they were talking about like, what if you could create like one rule? What would be the one law you would pass? That if you could
no laws.
My one law was you cannot have more than $999 million. Anything over that just goes to building schools and roads. That's it. There's no point.
Mine would be no money. Money's a bad idea. We shouldn't have it.
Barter system. Go back to it.
There's no
we didn't even have a barter system before money.
Yeah, we did. You give me some of those rocks for that
barter
corn.
System, lie. Look it up. The barter system. We had barter system for specific situations. It was mostly not a barter system.
Okay.
3 goats for 2 bags of grain.
Yes.
We had like subsistence farming and shit like that, where you just were allowed to continue living if you farmed the land that the Lord couldn't do because they're fucking aristocrats. Most people didn't barter anything.
Nah, they just had what they needed.
Yeah. just because they were subsistence farmers.
But did they have TikTok?
Which wasn't. No, they didn't.
See,
have TikTok.
there you go. See, and that's why capitalism is good, because it brought us TikTok and AI karaoke app on Discord and all these good things.
Pro feudalism Spanky coming in hot.
I just want to say
white power. Listen, here's the thing about feudalism: they worked less days than we do now.
somehow. Okay, I will say this. So
I'm not saying it was a good system. I'm saying that our system is so fucked up that feudalism, by comparison, comes off not looking that bad.
I would say just be prepared. I have to imagine we are months away from a horrendous recession, depression. It is.
Oh yeah.
It is happening. Like, this AI shit is crazy. I saw somebody posted a clip of the movie The Big Short. You guys have seen that movie? It's about the 2008 recession, and there's a clip where the characters are entering a room, and they're like, I just heard a mom talking about buying her third house. We're in a bubble. This is a bubble. Holy shit, sell. Like this is it. This is all going to go down. And it changed it with, like, I just heard a mom talking to her friend about investing in an AI app to create her own app. And I'm like, oh God, we're in a bubble. We're in a bubble. Like, we have regular people like in on this at this point. Like, holy shit. Here's the
thing about the bubble, though. It isn't going to be a 2008 bubble, because that was the way that the housing bubble worked, was that they were laundering all of the risk onto people getting the subprime mortgages. It's going to be a lot more like the .com bubble when it burst, because basically when
you have
the
these
.com
huge
bubble burst,
companies that are propped up by insane valuations way above what they're worth, particularly Nvidia.
Just spending ungodly amounts of money on like data.
It is fucking nuts that Nvidia has the biggest market cap of any company in the world, because they make graphics cards to play video games on. And you can do other shit with them, but it doesn't matter. That's what they do.
And it's something like,
and it's all propped up by this technology that fundamentally just does not work.
34%.
No matter how many extra shits you pile on it,
I'm probably off on this number, but 34% of their total revenue from last year were from 3 silent buyers only.
Yeah.
What
the people who were just stockpiling GPUs to put in data in warehouses in Texas.
And that's really what the is going to happen.
The mindset of just, if we can get enough data, if we can chain a bunch of different models on top of each other to compensate for whatever.
So what's really,
it'll turn into something, but it's just not.
Yeah. So what's really interesting about that is, so when Ilya Sutskever left OpenAI and put out the statement about how he didn't believe that Sam Altman was working in the good faith of the company and the board, and people thought, because there was a lot of concerns about AI safety and how OpenAI was like pushing this AI safety agenda, and then they were like all of a sudden being really quiet about it. So everyone was like, oh, did he see like they had some crazy shit going on where it was doing some really bad shit and he thought it was unethical? The theory now is that he saw they had fucking nothing and they were selling this thing that they weren't going to be able to do, and he was like, I need to get out of this now before it turns into a train wreck.
Yep.
And I think that's probably what's happening, is they like, because he keeps saying AGI is 10 years away, and it's AGI is cold fusion. It's going to be 10 years away every year. It's always perpetually going to be.
I would actually say it's not quite cold fusion, because cold fusion physically, according to physics, is theoretically possible.
Yes, I mean,
whereas AGI
fusion,
from linear algebra is not.
Sorry, yes, cold fusion already happens, but it's just too expensive to be feasible.
It's more like free energy.
Yes.
Yes. Or what am I trying to say?
No, it's free energy. It's just free energy. Yeah. It's just
like a perpetual motion device.
Exactly.
Is what it is.
It's free energy.
Yeah.
You'll never get to the moon by climbing successively taller and taller trees.
Yes. So it is.
Yeah, this is what I try to tell people, is that like, this is linear algebra. That's all it is.
Yes.
And if we could make a human brain with all that intelligence using nothing but with linear algebra, that's how we would raise people, is to immediately when they're born teach them linear algebra and then dump all of the data on them. That isn't how we do that though. So that means you can literally never like the component parts are not even there to even get to this, and we don't even understand ourselves. There's no way we could get there through some fucking math.
Yeah, I mean literally, like these AI models, you had ChatGPT 2, which was something nobody really knew about, and then ChatGPT 3 came out, which was the huge leap forward that people got into in late 2023, right? Was when that started, and then people started using it, and it was like, this is neat because it can like recite back like things when I talk to it. It's like a really cool chat bot. And then GPT-4 came out and was like even bigger and huge, and then GPT-5 comes out. And ChatGPT-5
it's the same,
falls over like a wet fart because people are like, and so what? Reading about this ChatGPT-5, what that does is it is the first start of enshittification. So you had 3 go from one model to 4 to an even bigger model. 5 is like an even bigger model, but what it does is it has a reasoning thing built into it to choose whether or not a question is worth more resources or less resources to answer a question, and it sends you to the right model. So what it really is a cost-saving update. It isn't really a better thing. It's just, so they're like, yeah, it's smarter because it can like point you out and use less computational power and get you answers faster. But what it's really doing is reducing the amount of data load that they're taking.
Get you wrong answers faster.
Exactly. So it's like it's not better. It is. I think it has gotten to about 90% of how as good as it's going to get, which means we're going to get another 10%. So it's probably going to get as good as 90% accurate in things, which is just not good enough.
I think.
So
I think there are probably 2 actual good uses for this technology. And we've already had them for years, but even outside of like protein folding or like the highly advanced science stuff, they have like, we already had plenty of models for that weren't specifically the GP transformers, whatever.
Correct. But, I mean, like, so if you look at your like test results when you get like a CT scan, it'll be guided with AI. That's been around for a decade. They've already had models that can like look at images, and that's existed well before GPT. And large language models.
It's still based on the same thing of like linear algebra, but
correct.
People will build models.
But it's completely specialized to one thing, so it works at that one thing.
Yeah, and so the only things I think out of all this like surge forward has come forward is that voice recognition has gotten better, and that's mostly because the models have improved through the sheer injection of a ridiculous amount of money. This has probably been possible since the 2000s. That just no one's injected that much money into it. So like video transcription and audio transcription is a lot better now, and probably I would say like not necessarily weather forecasting, but weather forecasting models have been like improved a bit by including some of the like the models that are used for like and honestly that one probably just comes down to like the inverse problem. So weather models were not really worked on that much because we had so much data, so we just kept feeding because like the NOAA and everyone has weather information. Every airport has weather collecting resource. Like we have so much data, so no one ever spent any time on models because we had just this absolute wealth of data. And for the most part, even going back to like the 90s, honestly, it's pretty good. Like the models we had, but it has made the models better, which is allowing people to have like more localized and to account for. Oh well, if Texas had a heat wave, then 3 days later, Missouri's gonna get that heat, and then compare that to whatever. Like, there's things that the models do now that have been updated, and that is it. Like, it's just like it basically spurred people into action to like update models for like weather forecasting, and also kind of the same thing for audio transcription into text. Which again, we already had. My BlackBerry Curve had, voice to text. It was just bad. and it was all in device back then too.
Correct.
So it was
You're
bad.
missing the most important use, which is trippy optical illusions.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody came to my birthday party seems to be the biggest use for it, is just to go on Facebook and say no one, have a
God bless
AI
the
generated
soldier.
child with a missing. Yeah, no one
Yeah.
came to my birthday party. AI generated child with missing limb.
It is. It is heinous. But so I just wanted to bring this up. So Edzatron actually just put out an article yesterday, which I read. But it was just talking about like how unprofitable AI is. I mean, like, would you think that OpenAI is making money?
No, God, no.
So
They spend too much.
Define making money.
They made $4 billion in revenue from subscriptions last year. They operated at a net profit of negative $5 billion. Like, it is insane that these companies
But
get money.
how much Ponzi scheme?
They
investor money
said
are
they
getting?
said that it won't be till 2027 that they'll be making a profit with their internal
Not only
projections,
that,
which I'm
they
sure
get
are super
so much
rosy.
Government subsidies too.
Yeah, it's just it's a bubble. Like, it's these companies are going to be seen for what they are, which is they can't do the things they said they could do, or they just don't do them good enough, or people dislike them because you already see people saying that's boomer art or it's terrible AI art. Like, it's just people. It is not going to work. Like the way
I do hate how now, like, anytime there's like bad art,
Mhm.
people are like, "Oh, it's AI." No, like, people that can't draw very well still exist.
But
not everything is AI.
But
guys.
AI
The
can't
thing
even
that-
make
the
things
thing-
that look bad.
Yeah, the thing is that like I appreciate bad art, but AI art is like the way that I always tell, and people say look at the hands, but like the thing that always makes it apparent to me is that it is visually consistent through the entire image, and basically no artist draws so visually consistent. Like, no one's lines are the same thickness with like a microscopic level of precision, and no one's gradients are that specifically like smooth. Like, everything that it does, it can only do it in like the most a mechanical way. So everything looks like it's done mechanically. That's why everything has that weird not even Thomas Kincaid, but like that whenever something is a shadow, it almost goes fully to 100% black, and that's because it just like when the algorithm goes what pixel would go next to this, the gradient runs its entire course, so you get those weird deep shadows that it always has. And that's how I always know when someone does art. So like sometimes I will see people whose art style is like that, and usually I can tell that it's not AI because I will look and see if they've done art before 2023, and if they have and it looks like that, then that's just their art style. And if it's an anime girl, I just assume it's AI. Like, I'm pretty sure most people generating AI are either boomers or horny Redditors wanting AI girls to
Sometimes
resin
both.
print. Yes.
Yeah.
I read an article about specifically using AI code assistants. And it was from a guy who originally adopted them and was pretty excited about them, and has just like over the years come to realize that they're fucking useless. And the
Are
thing
you talking
he
about
gives
vibe
is
coding?
well, not even vibe coding, because this guy is an engineer who's in his 50s.
I just
So,
wanted
like,
to point out the term vibe coding because I don't know if people haven't heard that before,
Yeah.
but that is literally
it's very silly.
It is. I just ask ChatGPT to code like a program for me, rather than me
Yeah,
doing the
and
coding
then you
myself.
play around with it to see if it works, and if
Yes.
it doesn't, you ask it to do it again, and that's
Yes.
all it is.
And there's a bunch of sections it adds just as to do fix.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did see.
so-
Sorry, just one other thing about vibe coding though is that I guess LTT Linus Tech Tips is going to have a video on vibe coding he was talking about. But he said one of the things that was the most infuriating thing that happened was he went on OpenAI and asked it to like code him a program because he wanted to see like what his would look like when hiring someone to do it, and like how much better or worse would it be? Can you get by with just doing it? And he said he spent like 3 days on ChatGPT, like where he was asking it to do stuff for him, and it was like, yeah, I'm working on it. We'll send that back out. This is a great idea. Like, I'll add that in. I'm just gonna work on it, and I'll get back to you when it's ready. Like the code, it wasn't doing anything in the background because it can't do that. It was just lying to him.
Yeah.
Because it's what it knew that he wanted to hear. And it's like, I actually can't do any coding because you need to use a different AI program to do the coding, like Copilot does.
Yeah, you've got to use GPT 3.0 Mini for that.
Yeah,
actually.
exactly. So it was, but it didn't tell him that. It just was like, it just has the problem where it just lies to you, like, and was just saying, yeah, no, I'm working on it. And then like he's like, but you didn't. He's like, yeah, sorry, I lied to you because I knew that's what you wanted to hear. And it's like, that is,
you know, they say creations are reflections of their maker.
Yeah.
No, but Spanky,
so,
go back to not vibe coding, but like an actual coder trying to use it.
Yeah, so this guy was, and if I can find the article, I'll put it in Bytecast discussion. But he was a guy who, when they first came out with like Claude or whatever, like when they were pretty new, jumped on the bandwagon. And this guy's old, so he probably like was just interested in that anyway because his job, he's got job security and just wanted something to do. And he said he like really fell off the wagon hard because he kept saying, "Oh man, I feel like I'm going 20% faster. I'm getting so much more work out of this. I'm not spending so much time thinking, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera." And then he basically, his thing was that developers are the most unreliable narrators of their actual situation, and they do not do a good job of actually determining a percentage for their own productivity. And so once he saw a study that came out that said that, it matched up with like within 5% of his own bullshit how much he thinks he got better with those. So then he stopped for a while and compared it, and it was basically like the same. Like if he coded everything without the AI assistant versus if he used the AI assistant, it was basically the same. So it was like every week, sometimes the AI would be quicker, but then some weeks he'd be quicker, and it wasn't a controlled influx of tasks. So like even the data collection itself wasn't really a reliable comparison between the two. So what he realized was that there is basically no way to measure how much productivity increase am I getting as a programmer from an AI agent, because you are never coding the same thing twice. And if you are, you're going to get faster at coding that thing the second time. So like it's almost impossible to have two like requests or two tasks that are the exact same difficulty and require the exact same, etc. So you can't measure that really well. And even when he tried to with his own methodology, it was just kind of hit or miss or whatever. You couldn't get any useful information out of it. So then what he did was he went, okay, so if this is really making programmers so much better, where's the shovelware? Like, why is there no increase in software publications? So he went to Steam and he got a list of like a graph of Steam releases. He went to the App Store, Google Play and Apple App Store, and got a bar graph of releases. He got GitHub, new repositories created as a graph. They were all flat. So whatever line they were doing before,
there was no big increase.
They're not even a big one. There was never one. And in fact, in GitHub, there was a decline because GitHub's become a big piece of shit. So like by no metric he could find was there even one scenario since the influx of the AI coding agents where even one marketplace or metric of software shipped increased at all. And if it did increase, it was in line with the trend that came before it. So like one of the ones that he had that was like an upward graph, it was just flat straight line. So like he's saying that like if this were true, if this were actually making it, we would have shovelware. We would have so much more.
You would have an increase in output, like in the market, which there isn't. It's the same output.
Yeah, like because he works at a job at like, you know, who the fuck knows? Like I do. Like I work at a university. I can't ship software on my own. I make stuff for the university. But these tools aren't just for people like me with jobs like me. Anyone can use them. So where are the game developers releasing a game every month?
Out? They should be.
Yeah, where's the game every month instead of one a year? And that literally zero people are doing that. Like you can't do it. Therefore, It's all fucking bullshit. It does not work at all.
Yeah, I mean,
it's crazy.
What I've heard from people talking about it, I mean, there's some people that evangelize and some people that don't, but I mean, it comes down to like what your actual tasks are, because they're probably tasks that it's better at coding wise than others. But when you're talking about specifically, you know, what I think the same things I've heard of it is like, yes, it can do coding and it can do that, but it codes at a level of like a newbie, like a new hire that you have to like babysit. So yes, you save time in writing, but that time is spent then doing the babysitting that you would be doing for a new person. So you don't gain any productivity. And like you said, it'll be misreported because they think of the time they spend actually coding as the time, and they're not thinking of the time that they're reviewing this AI code as like time. It doesn't seem like it's worth the same to them because it's not like the thing they're trained to do as much, you know. So it's a weird misconception that makes you think that you're saving time, but you're not actually saving time because it's just spent doing something else. Now it's changed what you do.
There was a post I saw the other day, which is a programmer who posted some code that he got sent to review. So basically, one of his juniors used the coding tool and then sent it to him for approval. And there were 2 lines of code in a row, and they were echo, which means print to the command line, echo, updating packages, and then the next line was just echo packages updated complete. And that was it. So there was no line of code to update the packages. It was just printing that it's doing it and then printing that it's done. Because if you tell it to do that, it's going to go and find code that it's like sucked into its training data from GitHub. And the 2 things that are in every single one of like a package updater script is they all say I'm starting and they all say that they're done. So those are the 2 most important lines to the model. Because that's how the linear algebra works, right? Predicting the most likely thing using linear algebra and statistics. So none of the actual code to update the packages is the same between them. So you can ignore that in terms of priority. The 2 most important priority things are saying that you're doing it and saying that it's done, which does kind of go back to that LTT thing of GPT lying to you, saying it'll get to do it, because the process of doing it is different every time, but saying you'll do it, that's something that all of the training data said would be done. So whenever this thing happened, it was just echo start, echo finished, and that kind of code is useless, obviously, but also like you get this problem where if someone is so used to using one of these tools, then if they aren't like good code proofreaders, and as someone who's worked as a programmer for over a decade, I can tell you that reading code is about 10 times harder than writing code, because writing code is kind of like it's basically just writing down notes, right? Like, I need to do this next, so here's step 20. But reading code is getting a outline and then building that outline and the process flow in your head while you read it. And then it's going through each control flow of every line. That is a much more difficult task to do. So that means that if you're writing code, you basically are reading it at the same time, but also in a way that you can adapt to the control flow and only keep in your mind the important bits for that moment. When you're reading code, you do not know the important bits of any line of code until you've read the entire document, and then you have to make a code outline, and then you have to read it again, because then you have to make sure that your outline's right, and then you have to read it again, you going through each outline portion, and then following the control flow from there. And if you didn't write it, you have no fucking clue why any specific function exists.
Mm-hmm.
So then, if you're a code reviewer, if you're a senior, you would ask the junior, all right, why did you write this? I need some explanation for this so I can review it properly. But if your junior is a lying chatbot, you can't fucking do that. Yeah. So it becomes a much more difficult task. Yeah, it becomes a much more difficult task to read this code than it ever would have been to write the code.
Yeah. Code
reviews, people,
yeah, it's really interesting.
Who are sacrificing their ability to write code and then jumping straight into reading code, which they're just gonna like. If it's so much harder to read code if you don't spend a lot of time writing code.
Yeah.
And now we're getting a generation of people who specifically don't spend any time writing code, and they're doing code review.
That's why people are like, oh, I'm worried as a coder I'm going to lose my job. And it's like, yeah, but there's no one's learning how to write code anymore. So they need the people that know how to do it to do the review. So even if they were to replace people, they would still need you because you're one of the people that actually knows how to do something. I was reading something that was like horrific, talking about college students are not learning how to do anything now because everything is just cheating through ChatGPT. And you think about, like, are we in a situation where we're the smartest people that are going to exist because we learned how to do things like the actual way instead of just using a tool, I like to describe an LLM as a calculator that gets 1 + 1 wrong 15% of the time. Like that, no one would buy that, like, but that's what people are buying. Like, it's so horrendous. Like, I love fucking around with chatbots. It's fun. It's stupid. Like, it's dumb. It's fun to see all the weird shit that they can do. But I would not for a second think of using it for anything, like, financially. Like, it's insane. It's terrible. It's oh man, it is a nightmare. I mean, like, so when you talk about the code review, it just reminded me of, like, learning Japanese, just to bring it to myself, is one interesting thing is the way Japanese write out questions is you use the verb ending desu ka to intonate a question. So you'll be reading through a whole sentence and you'll be like, okay, so this is like what is the, or it's like the bathroom is, oh, where is the bathroom? Because it ends with ka, not this is the bathroom. So it changes the meaning of the entire sentence when you get to the end. So you have to read the ending first. It's like with code review, you have to go through the whole thing first and then see the thing at the end and be like, oh, that's what this whole sentence means. It's a question. Whereas, like, it may be something because I'm so brand new to it, but, like, there may be sentence structure that belies questions more.
I know the same thing with Spanish, because in Spanish you often start with the noun, and then like, so I would say, like, blue car, and, like, is it auto azul in Spanish? That's, car blue, but that's because the descriptor comes after the noun in Spanish. So, like, it really is like you have to know structure in order to do it, because you naturally don't speak a language that's structured that way.
Yes, and then the Japanese structure on how sentences are formed is completely different as well. So I forget what it is. It's like time, noun, verb, action.
Picaro.
It's some sort of way about that is just hard to wrap your head around. So coding's difficult. I think there's definitely things that generated. I think one thing generated translation stuff probably is going to help, because just having that, just the massive amount of words put in is just going to make stuff better. I mean, it's not going to be necessarily more accurate, but nobody trusts Google Translate anyway to be 100% accurate. It'll just get you it'll get you the gist of what someone's trying to say, and that's important. Like the translation of, like, I just want to know, is that a bathroom? Can you tell me? Yes. Okay. The sentence structure may be fucked up and it wouldn't be a way a native speaker would say it, but at least it's getting, because it's doing that, like you said, the extra voice recognition.
Google Translate is for reading like directions and signs and
technical, like, manual
navigation
language.
Like, if you see a sign on the side of the road that says no parking but it's in Japanese, it will tell you perfectly what that means.
Yes.
But you should never fucking read, like, you know what, I'm gonna have Google Translate Sun Tzu's Art of War from Chinese, that way I don't have to fucking learn Chinese. Like, that's gonna be a fucking bad version
that is why you have
Art of War.
Hire people with PhDs in language to do the translation, because they know how to get because it's really interesting, actually, like, learning about Japanese localization in video games and things, and how it's kind of an art, because they use different turns of phrases. You use different language to describe something. You use shorthand that doesn't have a direct translation.
I forget what it is. I forget what the specific example is, but there's a famous one that's like, in English, we'll use the word love and I love you specifically pretty, like, loosely. It doesn't have a strict, you can say I love you and it can be sarcastic, or it could just mean, like, if someone remembered something that you forgot, you'd be like, I love you. They would not do that with that language in Japanese. And you can even do it if it's like a romantic scene, where they wouldn't say I love you, because the exact literal equivalent isn't I love
Yes.
you here. So there's a example, and I forget what literature it's in, but when it was translated, they changed "I love you" to the moon is beautiful tonight or something like that, because that saying "I love you" wouldn't fit in a conversation in Japanese right there. It would just be weird to have jumped straight to that. So you change it to something, and now you've added an entire thought to that literature. The moon is beautiful tonight, that was never expressed in the English original, but it does make it work in Japanese. And Google Translate literally will never be able of doing that. Like, you can't.
So so one of the interesting translation things that I can think about, back to my life of Uma Musume, the horse anime game. Uma means horse. Musume, as I learned, means daughter. But it and so people will correct you and it's like, well, it doesn't really mean daughter, even though it is the word used for daughter. It can also be used as a term for a young unmarried woman, or I think the best equivalent in English we would have would probably be like debutante. Like, so it is a young woman who is not like, and so it's like horse debutante. You know what I mean?
The
like,
best equivalent we have in English is a French word.
Yeah, exactly.
Got it.
You know what I mean? Because that's the thing, is that we don't have, like, that's why there's some art in translation that just doesn't work. Because like Musume could mean daughter, or it could mean young,
So these are your
college
horse
aged
daughters?
girl. I like to think
You're
of horse.
breeding and competing and selling horse daughters.
But when you think about it, like, how different is that than how farmers think of their livestock? You know, they think of them as children in some ways that
Yeah,
you're
but
training.
these are humanish people.
Yeah, well, they're not human. They have tails and horse ears. So they're
Okay.
it is a weird world that exists in that. But anyway, so but like that's just one word, complicated word, and like just like
okay, here's how you decide if they're human or not. Start milking them and see if either the FDA or the police show up.
Let's see here. I'm trying to think of so the other
What
word.
kind of daughter do I have to milk to get White Power-ade?
I
So-
think anyone
like-
will do.
And so that's like the thing with Japanese that's so interesting. So like the term kanojo means girlfriend or woman, depending on the context. So it's just like how musume means daughter or girl, depending on the context. So that's why like Google Translate can't figure out the context based on the sentence you put in, and it never would be able to. And that's something that even AI models probably can't do, because I mean, like,
And sometimes you gotta change the sticky rice balls to jelly donuts or whatever.
Hey, there you go. I did find the example.
Thank you.
In Japanese, the phrase "tsuki ga kirei desu ne" is "the moon is beautiful, isn't it?" is what the literal translation. This story goes back to the 19th century when novelist and teacher Natsume Soseki was reportedly translating English literature into Japanese when he came across the English phrase "I love you." He felt it sounded far too direct, and no one in Japanese would say it,
Correct.
where subtlety and emotion are deeply intertwined. Instead, translating it literally, Soseki suggested a more culturally appropriate "the moon is beautiful, isn't it?" And so I just wanted to say that because it wasn't something that I just made up in my head. A guy did it. His name was Natsume Soseki. So yeah, I feel good that I remembered something and it was real. I'm not going crazy.
Yeah, it just learning Japanese is difficult, because I'm at the point now where I'm starting to get to the double meaning of words. So like something like kirei, which means pretty, like you said in that sentence earlier, also means clean. So you would say the floors are spotless, or kirei would mean clean because I'm talking about a floor. But if I was talking about a person, kirei would mean like a lovely person.
Kind of like slick, where it's like, oh, the floor is slick whenever it's slippery. Like, oh, I could fall on this, but you could also say that's slick, and like that's smart of you to say.
Yes, exactly.
It's very much like got the same bullshit that English has.
I know.
But in a language where the structure is different, you have to learn
Flammable
that
and
too at the
inflammable?
same time.
The world of idiom. jobs.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so that's like something I think. But I mean, I could see, I mean, AI tools are obviously not going to be not useful for things, but the companies that are selling them are 100% selling a fantasy about what they can do.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, like,
it's
honestly,
going to start coming to the chickens are coming home to roost on that. Like it's happening.
Yeah.
And
It
it's
is
like,
happening.
Where is the line? Like, who's just outright lying and who actually believes it? Because they're spending real money on these data centers. So
Yep.
some of them believe it to some degree.
I mean, the lucky
It's
thing
just,
about
I can't tell where.
the lucky thing about the data centers, I'm sure data centers can be used for things other than doing generative AI. That I'm sure.
Yeah, and what they should be used for is getting all of the computers out and just having it be places where humans can live, because
Yeah.
they're all being built in tax haven states that are fucking awful to pump water to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, they're all being built in Arizona and Texas and stuff,
Yeah.
just because they
Or
can
they're
get
being
tax
built-
breaks there.
Or they're being
They'll,
built in
they'll
Wisconsin. They're
turn
fucking
down
up
your
our-
thermostat whenever the
That's
data
true. They
center
are
needs
building one. They
more
are
energy.
planning to build one in Wisconsin. Near
Plus,
Menominee.
Foxconn, plus turning Foxconn into one, right?
Oh, are they going to turn the Foxconn development?
I thought that was the thought, because
Okay.
they're not using it.
I know.
That's in
But all
addition to the
those
new one they're trying to
jobs
build.
that it brought to the state, right, guys?
Oh yeah, all those jobs.
That is a good point, actually. So they were going to do an LCD panel manufacturing. There's an article from Chicago.
What kills me about those, like, we're gonna bring semiconductor stuff to the jobs to the states. Like, if you see where that stuff's made in, like, Korea or
Yeah.
Taiwan or whatever, it's like one dude and a room full of automated machines.
Yeah.
It's not
It
a
is-
lot of fucking jobs.
It is definitely something they can bring to the U.S. and they will be bringing to the U.S. just because we have to. Because I mean, depending on Taiwan and China for all of your computer parts is really dangerous.
Yeah.
But
Well,
it's going
I mean-
to take a long time to scale up to the technology that they can do.
Yeah, I think one of the big problems with people who are like, "Oh, we're just gonna build it in America. We're gonna build iPhone in America." It's like, okay, but the biggest problem with that
Well, we just
isn't even
deported
labor
all the
cost.
people that would work in the factories.
Well, yeah, that's pretty much it. But like, that's where the labor cost is. But like, it's not even that. It's that like, there is so much in China that's been developed over the past 30 to 40 years that is designed to have manufacturing at like an astronomical scale and proximity to everything you need.
Yep.
So like if iPhone needed like a specific type of screw made, well yeah, there's definitely places in America that can make that screw. And then how far away are they from the people who make the like the PCB? So like PCB way I think does some printing in America.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so like they could do PCBs, and then there's like a silicon fab. There's still in Texas Texas Instruments still exists, I think, and still has a fab. I know they still exist. I don't know if they still have their fab. But like there used to be like Moss Technologies was in Texas. Like we have done chip fab in America before. It's possible. But the thing is all those components, once you build all of that stuff out, and we need this much aluminum, this much equipment for stamping the aluminum, this much resources versus this much machinery, and then you plot it on a map of the United States of where all that stuff could be like started very quickly. Like so, there's already manufacturing that's similar to those things. You get the entire continent. You get one component per like one's in Wisconsin, one's in Indiana, one's in Florida. Like you get all this shit spread all across the continent, whereas in China it's like all of it's in Guangdong right here in this tiny little fucking dot. Like it's all right there, or it's all just outside of Hong Kong. Even though the company's in Hong Kong, they get all their parts from this one city that's just in China's like outskirts of Hong Kong. And Taiwan is fucking tiny, so everything has to be close. Like I mean, that's why they don't build all the components. They mostly just do semiconductors. But all of the things they need to do mass scale semiconductors literally have expanded to fill all of Taiwan, and they can't go any further because that's the ocean. And so that's why that's all together. So in order to do something like that, it is possible in the United States, but you would have to basically invent a whole new like micro state in the US to have that stuff close together. and that would require its own like probably decade or more of building up, because that's how long
that's
it is.
straight up why Wisconsin was sold the Foxconn thing, is they wanted to become the place where that's happening. So let's get Foxconn to bring an LCD manufacturer here so that we can get other companies wanting to build close to us, and then of course that was a complete fake bullshit.
Yeah. We've got to build out all these new logistical systems, all the new infrastructure, and let alone the increase in demand of all the materials we're going to need for this. There's a reason.
How are they getting to you? If it needs to be quick, it's got to be air freight. And then where's the nearest airport? Oh, is that Madison Regional Airport? That ain't going to handle the load you need. So it's got to come on truck, which is slower.
There's a reason why there were talks from that department, from those people, about why Canada needs to be the 51st state. We need extraction of rare earth metals, and we don't have that. At least not at scale, not the scale we're going to need.
Texas has, Texas Instruments has 8 fabs in the U.S.
Okay.
And
I thought they still did, but
one
I can
in
never
Germany,
remember.
1 in China, and 2 in Japan. Interesting though is that their largest fab that they have is a Micron plant that they bought from Intel, which is hilarious. And now Intel's like, well, we need to do fab again. What?
MOS Technologies went under. I think in the 90s, and then Intel, I don't think it has any fabs anymore in America.
They're building one. Yeah. They will. They will have one in Arizona. They might actually already be doing stuff, but I don't think it's
We'll
doing.
have to pump a jillion.
It's in Arizona. They just Chandler, Arizona, and I think it is actually currently. It just came online though. It's but they just got to 10 nanometer. You know, which is
twice
the size.
Chip fab machine.
Which no, they got to 5 nanometer last year. Okay, so they just got to almost where Taiwan is, because they're doing 4 nanometer right now, and even 3. Yep. So it's like, we're getting there. You know, in another 5-10 years.
Even though I do always want to point out that the nanometer stuff is mostly a lie. So basically, once you put enough energy through a piece of metal, just the laws of physics, you can't keep the current separate from the nearby. So like 3 nanometers is actually impossible for a certain amount of current. Mm-hmm. So when they say that, they don't mean the entire die runs on components packed into 3 nanometer transistors. That is impossible. But there are parts of it which can operate on a lower voltage, and that could probably be 3 nanometers apart, or they could be electromagnetically balanced, so that there's some components. Most of the components literally cannot ever get smaller with the amount of power that goes through them. Mm-hmm. So I like to be a pedant and point that out. But your point still stands. Even to get to that point where some of the components can be that small, Intel's not there yet. Mm-mm. And the reason why largely is because they don't have their own fab that is just within distance of literally everything else they need, like exists in Taiwan. Like the reason TSMC or whatever the fucking acronym is so good at that shit is because they could walk from one end of Taiwan to the other end and have gotten every single person on the island who knows how to build a computer chip and every single factory, and that would and then be like, let's all go together and build a fucking chip, and that would have taken like a day. That'd be like Forrest Gump running around the United States trying to find everyone who can make a computer chip. But he can't do that in a day, no matter how much Forrest runs.
Taiwan is incredibly motivated to continue being the world's supplier of the highest quality semiconductors, because if that's the only place you can get them, they're a lot safer.
Exactly.
If suddenly they're not useful to the world, then they're, in a lot rougher place.
Yeah. And it's funny that it ended up that way, because, Taiwan has been politically unstable for pretty much its entire existence. And China has just got to the point, maybe 20 years ago, maybe even less than that, where they could militarily and politically within Southeast Asia probably just afford to go and fucking nuke the place and then take it over and have it be theirs. but even they don't want to be responsible for just absolutely destroying the semiconductor thing. So they're in this really weird place where it's like, is Taiwan safe with Trump as president? I'm like, Taiwan is safe as long as Taiwan makes the best computer chips. The moment that China makes better computer chips than Taiwan, there will not be Taiwan, I think. So they do have that motivation.
So yeah, TSMC, or Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, they actually have a plant in Arizona as well. So maybe Arizona will be where they just completed it in 2024. So, and they I think it's capable of doing the 4 nanometer nodes as well. So it's starting to come to the U.S. But like you said, just the scale is impossibly
and
small.
that's just the semiconductor. That's just processors.
Yes, that is just the one. Albeit the most complicated to make part, like the semiconductor.
Yes,
but
at scale, like if Apple wants to build an iPhone, if Google wants to build a Pixel, if name big thing, big product, they need every component, and to be able to build it within such a big proximity to also the places that they need to get it to ship it out to the world. Analog can't even get me my fucking Nintendo 64 that I've already paid for in a year. So I don't, and they're in, I forget where Analog is in. It's somewhere in America, but they do all their work all their stuff is manufactured in Hong Kong, I think.
I'm looking them up.
But so if they can't even pull that shit off, how is anyone going to get anything done when the whole entire world needs iPhone? The whole entire world needs the fucking vape pen or whatever. I don't know what people buy anymore. I will just say before we end this podcast, I did buy something today. So I haven't had a toaster in a pretty long time. I don't eat a lot of toast, and at some point, someone's brother was moving and they needed a toaster. And I'm like, just give him mine. I haven't used this in a few months. And I've got a toaster oven, so if I'm desperate, toaster oven doesn't make very good toast, but it does toast bread. It's a little dehydrated and hard, but put enough butter and jam on it, and it's fine. So I don't have a toaster, and I was looking at toasters on Amazon, and I was like, I'm gonna get an okay toaster, but I don't want to spend $900 on a toaster. And I kept looking at these toasters, and I'm like, can you just not get a decent toaster? Does a decent toaster not exist? Because I kept looking, you get these Cuisinart and KitchenAid and Breville ones, and I'm like, that's a good brand. That'll probably be a decent one. And the ones that are $100 or less, even from those sexy brands, are not very good. They're kind of just mid at best. Which to me, if I'm spending $100 on a fucking toaster, stupid me, I figured $100 would be the top tier of toasters, but no. You have your Walmart plastic toasters that were about $30-ish. And then you've got your Amazon Basics pretend high scale, but really just stainless steel crap toaster for $60. Already I figured that would be mid tier, but no, that's just a bad toaster with stainless steel on it. And then at $100, $120, that's when you get into it's Cuisinart, which is a good brand, but Cuisinart's good toaster costs $300. This just has their name tag on it, and I'm like, who the fuck is spending $300 on a toaster? So then I went to YouTube and I found a Technology Connections video about the Sunbeam 1940s toaster, and I was like, shit. So I went to eBay. And I did buy me a Sunbeam T35 toaster from the 1950s.
There you go.
And it cost me $70, which is what I was absolutely prepared to pay for a pretty... I kind of want something toaster. A little bit nicer than the one I had before was an Oster brand. It was this black plastic one I got from Walmart.
Yeah. Yep.
And I was like, I want something a little bit nicer than that. And that was, I think, $30. So I'll spend double. I'm happy to spend double. And... the thing is that when I went there, I'm like, man, there's this Technology Connections video. I bet these are super expensive on eBay now because there's this guy that talked about them in a popular YouTube video. No, the ones that are confirmed working and in good shape with no nicks, $120. The ones that are obviously used for the past 50 years as a toaster but still works great, $70-$80. And I'm just like, fucking, what the shit? What the fuck is the toaster market about? Like, I don't even understand what's going on.
Yeah.
Like, in that video I watched, the guy, he's like, you toaster manufacturers, just make this with a bagel button and sell it. And that video came out like 7 years ago. And everything that's offered that's like, I would say affordable. There's probably better stuff that's $300, but I'm not spending $300 on a motherfucking toaster. Everything that I looked at, like the the Breville, everything that was $100 was literally just either Wi-Fi LCD screen bullshit, which I just completely filtered out of the search results, and it was just the same basically Oster toaster that I bought for $30 and gave away 5 or 6 years ago. But it was in, it had buttons with with a blue LED ring around it, and it was stainless steel, and it said Breville on it. But it was the same piece of shit toaster. It's like, obviously, if someone's buying that, they would buy the Sunbeam thing with a bagel button on it. And so, I don't know what the fuck is that.
I just want to point out, so just because we're running out of time here, but I just want to point out, so I'm on ratings.com, rtings.com, and they have best toasters. Their best 2-slice toaster, I'm assuming, is one of the Breville ones you looked at, for $120. It has all the buttons and everything. Toasting score, 9.4. Best budget 2-slice toaster, Black & Decker 2-slice toaster. It looks exactly the same. It's just plastic body, no fancy dials or whatever. Costs $38, coupon for $35 on Amazon, normal price. Toasting score, 9.7. So it's technically better at toasting bread. It just doesn't have the weird features that nobody gives a fuck about.
Yeah, and like, the thing is, I watched that there was 2 videos that Technology Connections did. The first one sold me on it because I was like, I'll look out for this at the thrift store. He hadn't sold me on I want one for sure now. It was a follow-up video that he did where he put in a piece of frozen bread and a piece of not frozen bread, and they came out the exact same. And it's like, because the way they work isn't with a timer and the electromagnet, it's with a temperature sensor aimed at the center of the bread. So until the bread is radiating a certain amount of heat back at that temperature sensor, it won't be done. And a frozen piece of bread will, by the time it's thawed and then reflecting that temperature back at the temperature sensor, it'll be the same amount of toasted as, a non-frozen piece of bread, because apparently in that patent for the design of that, for bread specifically, the darkness was almost 100% correlated to temperature. So you can basically assume that no matter what kind of bread you throw in there, once it gets to that temperature, surface temperature, it'll be the right darkness that you want. And he did it, like, in the video, and it worked. And I'm just like, you can't, fucking the Cuisinart and the Breville ones I was looking at, they have defrost buttons on them. This has no buttons. You just put it in the bread in it, and it fucking works. It's ridiculous. And that's whenever I went to eBay.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those things that's just like they invented this, and there's nothing you can improve on it.
Yeah, in that second follow-up video, he literally says, like, if you made the slots wider so that they could accommodate a bagel, and if you had a little switch next to the selector dial that said bagel, so it only activated the interior coils so that you could only toast the inside of the bagel if you want, then it would be a perfect product. There would be basically nothing left to improve on it. And Sunbeam apparently stopped making them in the 90s. They used the same toaster that they sold from the 40s to the 90s, and it was the best toaster. And then they're like, what if we just didn't fucking make that anymore? And then everyone just makes bad toasters.
Now I'm looking up these Sunbeam
ridiculous
toasters.
So there are a few on eBay that are like, what I saw on eBay was like mostly either this was kept in real good shape, so it's $100, $110, $120, and then there was a couple that were like for parts or repair. I'm confident in my abilities to repair something, but I'm not confident in eBay sellers' abilities to describe exactly how fucked up something is. Because that has bit me in the ass before. I'm like, I could fix that, and then I get it, and it's fucked up in so many more ways than they even put. So, like, when I get it, I am gonna do the thing that Technology Connections did, which is to replace the power cable with a polarized power cable, because it being an all-metal toaster, you don't want the hot wired up to where the neutral's supposed to be, because that will mean if anything in that 50-year-old toaster decides to break down, the entire metal case will become live.
That's right. You don't want a spicy toaster.
Yeah. So I'm not going to do that. It's also the kind of toaster that you don't want to put your fingers in, because the coils are always live, but I'm probably going to also put a on-off switch on the cable, or on the power cable, in line with the power switch, which is not something that Technology Connections did, but I think I will just do that because I had to buy one inline power switch once, and of course, because it's Amazon,
yep.
And it was like you could buy one for $4, or you could buy a 5-pack for $5, and I'm like, that's only one more dollar. I'm gonna get the 5-pack.
Yeah.
So now I have 4 unused fucking inline switches, so I'm probably just gonna go ahead and use one of those.
Yeah, ask me why I have.
That's my toaster, reason. I absolutely look forward to whenever that thing gets here in a few weeks. We'll do another episode. Maybe I'll bring it on the webcam, and I'll do a live Sunbeam toaster toast.
All I gotta say is these T20 and T35s are gorgeous.
They are. They're sexy.
They are the brave little toaster. Like, that's what you want.
Yeah, they are.
Is there a reason that you wouldn't put a 3-prong cable on it with just grounding the case?
So, because of... Well, here's the thing. A 3-prong cable has one trade-off with the case, which is that if the case is always grounded, and it would be if you use the 3-prong connector, because that means there's a connection to ground, whereas the neutral isn't really a connection to ground. So if you have a connection to ground with a 3-prong connector and the case is grounded, if you grab the case with your left hand and then shove your right hand in there, then the path for the stick a knife in there, the path for the electricity to go from there to ground is through your heart, which is the worst thing to do. So that is the one downside of using a 3-prong cable there. I am just gonna solve that problem with the polarized plug and the switch in the line, because then the power only extends as far as the switch, and I don't ever have to fucking worry about that. 3-prong.
I've tried to look into it. I just can't wrap my head around like polarized AC power. It's just it's just beyond me.
I've done enough. I've done enough in my house electrical work. It doesn't. So like it's not that, because basically what you have is return and hot, and ground makes a way to always go to the return even when there's not a completed circuit within the appliance. So basically we say that electricity wants to find the way to the ground the quickest. That's true, but kind of not true. It's just that like our returns are wired to ground and vice versa. So like having a hot and then being grounded yourself makes you a complete circuit to the return. But if those two things aren't connected within the appliance itself, then and there's no ground, then the only way you can get to return is to connect the two ends of the appliance itself, meaning to switch it on. And adding a ground means there's kind of an always available return, whereas if you didn't have the ground, the return would only be available when the circuit is completed in the appliance. So that's the thing about toasters that's a little weird. I did look this up before I planned on doing it, and the end result is it really is just up to you if you want to put a 3-prong connector or not on it. You just got to know that it solves a problem and then introduces an additional problem. Also, if you're plugging it into a GFCI outlet and it works, neither of those things are really a problem, because it'll just and when I moved in, I put in new GFCI outlets in my kitchen, and all of the outlets in there are GFCI, so I'm not that worried about it. But like I said, the thing with polarized plugs is just you can't plug it in backwards. And that means that That's the only thing I'm gonna do to it, because plugging it in backwards is much more dangerous than.
But then also with alternating current, it doesn't, like, it's constantly changing direction. So I just don't get how that meshes up with, like, the plug also being polarized.
So you're very dangerously
that's not
close.
something
I was gonna say, you're very dangerously close to turning this into the Buick Story of Electricity podcast.
Yeah. No, this is. I'm
gonna have to stop you there,
tonight.
and maybe I will just talk about it in bitecast discussion or nerd shit in the Discord.
I'll just stay in my DC world. John, what are you doing?
Just looking at the
John,
swap.
get off a swap. John, get off a swap.
This is the
this is
surplus
an
with the
interruption.
podcast.
Surplus with the
So,
podcast. Matt, look at. You need this?
I
Oreo-
love those old fans that are just like a blade. Oh yeah,
Where?
the
music
staff chalkboard.
Music staff chalkboard. Yes, you're talking about the ancient fans that are just
I
like
just got
this guy.
yeah.
That's
they look
not that
so
ancient,
cool,
but-
then they're like I'd cut my finger off.
The
No,
metal
there's-
blades.
The real old ones have like gaps 2-3 times that big.
Yeah, just stick a
Gaps you
carrot
can
in
put your
there.
Thumb through.
See what happens. All right, that's it for the podcast. Thanks everyone for listening.
Yep.
We'll be back in a
Really
few
quick
weeks.
before we go.
What?
Oreo Reese is better without milk. Regular Oreo peanut butter better with milk.
All right, there you go.
All right.
Good to know.
Good to know. More swap for me.
Good to know.
More swap for me.
I
Ooh,
can't
that was rough toad.
Yeah. It was very rough.
All right, well we're started. Let's get started. Welcome. Oh, I don't even know what
Welcome to
number. I
my
have
podcast.
no fucking clue what number this is. Give me 1 second.
I know what
Welcome
number it
to
is.
No, you
Serial,
fucking don't.
the Serial podcast.
It's listen.
NPR.
I do, and I'm being real this time. It's
You
490.
got it.